Now arriving at Lijiang Tower. Initiating match.
Hello everyone! Welcome back to a grand finals today for Overwatch. I am your caster who has not been here in a while, Taz, and I'm here with Colonel. How you doing, Colonel?
I am doing pretty good. Excited for some grand finals Overwatch here as we get ready to go. We have some of our top seeds going up against each other. West High versus Centennial. I was on the Centennial semifinal. They took a clean sweep over Central Union, and they're going to be looking to carry that success into the undefeated side of West High, who took a 3-1 win over Bishop Kelly. So even though they're the higher seed, they're the only side that lost a game in their semifinal, which again, doesn't necessarily mean too much. We're in a best of 7 today. Got a lot of Overwatch to play, starting off map 1, Lijiang Tower.
Absolutely, and also today is the day of a new patch, which means everyone's going to be getting used to who is meta right now, but both sides immediately to start TPing in. Oh boy. This is going to be a crazy start. That Suzu's out early.
Yeah, really early burn here. It's so much damage on these Orisas already. It's going to be D-dives down, Blobby down, Debts early here, as we'll see continued fighting forward right now. Jade Ace goes down, Deblis now going to be the next target, Ivy as well. Just going to throw themselves off the map here. It'll be a nice early kill for the side of West as they're going to get the first possession of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that first fight is just kind of textbook. I mean, unfortunately, the Kiriko had to force out Suzu early because of just the engage, and West High knows how to punish, and that's exactly what we see happen here. And they're running this... You know, I do want to say, did not expect the Moira. I never expect the Moira anymore. I'm excited to see how that plays out here.
And yeah, now we're going to get going again here as we'll see the top seed holding onto the point right now. We'll have Orisas shooting it down. Have to be careful of the spear and the spin, and Blobby goes off the map to Fortify just a bit too slow. King Size able to get that pick, and I mean, really, they just have to back away. They don't have a tank, so going to do a little bit of harassment, but they really can't play this fight anymore.
That's the immediate disengage. I mean, TD Vibes here on the side of Centennial is trying to throw that TP up, if nothing else, then as a distraction because the team has to reset. But that is still able to get them some valuable ult charge, some good positioning, and now they're going to go, instead of off the bridge, through White Room. That's going to be a nice position for them, but unfortunately the Sim and the Mei, wow, are going to get some nice poke here, immediately finding a pick on that Kiriko.
And yeah, I mean, it's going to be a couple deaths here. May going to go down now for the other side, so 4v4 at the moment, but missing out on a support a little bit rougher, but it will be a quicker reset, so have to be a little bit careful of this timer. They have a little bit of time to play the 5v4. We'll see if they go for it. Blobby could lead the charge here for Centennials. They are going to go in, spinning on, but Photon Barrier coming out by Vibes here. Have to be careful. So much damage here targeting onto this Orisa. Going to have the Suzu coming out. Another Photon Barrier now as it will be the Orisas throwing some ults out. Blobby going to go down. Vibes goes down as the slam from King Sides connects a couple. Coalescence comes out, but the supports are getting picks now for this side, able to close out this fight. Jade Ace simply going to be left to run away. And again, it's a really nice start to the series and the day and the game for West High. Very likely going to be able to lock down this first point as Vibes swaps over to the Pharah. Is going to get javelined out of the sky. Able to stay afloat though, is 95% now. You really have to get on point. Orisa, Psycho running in. They know they have to touch. Joker trying to break some turrets as well. Really unfortunate here on some fronts. We'll see Deblis gonna get hit by the Blizzard as they're able to take down King Size, so they have a way to play this fight. Jade Ace and Chuyu gonna get retraded out as well. Tranquility goes down here. We'll have Evan Scorner now on the Mei trying to stay alive, but they should be able to kill everybody. Ghosty Boy gonna go down as well, so it gets to 99%, but a team kill will keep Centennial in the first point for the moment.
Very impressive there. I mean, we just see exactly what this game's all about in a lot of this higher level environments. That's going to be the ult economy here. And in that fight previous, we saw West High had to use, I believe, 4 different ultimates just to secure the point and keep it to get it to 99. But now we're seeing, as soon as that happened, we get the clap back from Centennial here, using some of the ults. But now we're going to see the engage with the beat, and West High is going to be on the forward step here, going to trade it 1-1 though, and that Blossom gets no one. Incredible plays there from West High, being able to stabilize here. Stay on that point with that wall.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate here. Obviously, I feel like you have to use some ults, but they're not going to find the biggest value, as you mentioned. Joker going to get shut down out of the Blossom, as we'll see the tank go down here. The recapture comes out. Not quite Centennial. Able to stall a little bit longer. Joker going to tap on, but overtime will be procced. I think Lucio now, yeah, Jade Ace has to come on. Just going to get face coalesced, and I mean, why not, right? Barrage Farah comes in.
That actually finds
the
one.
Suzu, but even though they kill 2U, it just shouldn't matter. Kiri doesn't even have a way over here, so that will be point 1 going over to West High.
Really high action gameplay here, Carl. I mean, especially just even in between these fights, these teams are doing everything they can to micromanage their position and get an advantage as best as they can. I mean, as I was just saying with the ult charge there, they used everything they could at the last second, but it really didn't matter. I mean, West High just had war ults in the final fight. That's the whole point of that ebb and flow that we see so much in this higher level gameplay. And along with that, I think we're also just seeing, I mean, need I say, a bit of a team comp diff. It looks like West High did their homework on the patch a little more.
Yeah, it's definitely will be interesting to see here. We're getting essentially double comp changes. Obviously, a lot of familiar faces for both sides, but I mean, you see Zarya going to be coming out for King Size here, and it will be Blobby going to be on the Roadhog here. We saw Roadhog be such a massive problem for Central Union, which is one of the big things that allowed Centennial to push their way here to the finals in such a clean fashion. So we'll see if this trump card in their pocket is going to be enough to get them some points here against West High.
Crazy
and Blobby again. I mean, he shows exactly what this Roadhog is going to be doing. It's going to find picks. It's going to, not a question. They have to figure out a solution, and if they can't, similar to Central Union, they might just get burned out over the rest of the day. A nice shot onto Evans. Hook going to miss here again, trying to keep the pressure up as the point is going to unlock, but really tough here. Blobby almost getting sent off the map, just staying with the supports right now. Hook onto Zarya, can't get the flick off the map, so trying to just keep the damage up right now. Doesn't have the ammo to kill Lucio, and again, they're just trying to play this fight, but another chain hook misses, but it's going to be Reaper picking up the kill on the backside. It's a trade of some players coming out. Blobby charging.
Wow, that was a really good contest there from Centennial here. I mean, they know how to play there at this Roadhog really well. I really like the swap for them because now they're forcing off the Zarya that they can't play the Orisa, so they're on to the Mauga, who, when it first designed, was actually advertised as the Roadhog counter, but in this current meta, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, this was one of the picks I wanted to see out of Central last week. They never ended up playing it. It's obviously, again, one of the picks that work well into Roadhog. We'll see if it's going to be decent in this matchup right now on Li Jiang. As we'll get a recap coming out, 20% all right now is Blobby trying to hold on to the front side, harassing the back line, almost killing out to you. King Size has to stomp his way out of the fight as well. As we'll see Coalescence coming out right now from the side of Tranquility, just going to be firing onto Blobby, and they don't have too much support right now through all of these ultimates, so they are just going to get taken down here. Blobby, Ivy, Vibes all going to go down. Ace and Joker now trying to be the two survivors, and it doesn't necessarily look the greatest for at least one of them. The Lucio taking quite a beating, and yeah, will get picked up. Detless should have the side of the Wraith form, and yeah, he will get out here, but it's still a nice lead right now for West High.
Now, I don't know if you noticed, but in that entire fight, the two Lucios were just out back 1v1ing. So, we're seeing an even trade of people, but I think because of the Moira pick, that's actually going to benefit West High a lot more because they still have that AoE healing, whereas Centennial, despite having the better overall support pick in the Kiriko, is losing any sense of group heals. Now, we're seeing that ult engage, and they're actually going to be playing more of an offensive track here, not even staying on the point and then rushing from their spawn side. And now really nice Spencer instantly finds that Kiriko.
I mean, yeah, we're just watching Blobby here melting, or not Blobby, rather, to you, melting Blobby with the sim gun here, able to just keep that laser absolutely burning inside that photon barrier's health and shield, so just going to be able to play it safe, play it slow, and it is going to be a reswap. Blobby now having to move over to the hazard, but they might just be out of time, honestly. Look at the percent, 90 now, and they might just be able to try and block them off. They have a Maywall, they have a Blizzard, so if they really want to, they could try and stop them from even getting on point, but it looks like Blobby will be able to make their way over to the point. Yeah, they are going to get the touch. Another fight we go. It'll be the beat. It'll be the Blizzard. Kitsune coming out. Everybody using everything. Blobby gets caught by a freeze outside the Blizzard. Deadless going to go down here as well. Very low on HP, but able to stay alive for the moment here. Fighting with the team. A couple people left, but Mauga going to be one of them in the cage fight, but not going to get the value it needed to. Moira now coming in to try and pick up Jade Ace here. No, is going to be able to get that kill. Reaper, Joker trying to stay alive here. Moira fading to the backside, trying to play on Ivy, but it will be Joker picking up the kill, and we'll get another recap here for the side of Centennial, as again, the last player is not going to be in a rush to regress for the side of West High. They have plenty of time to win one fight.
Now here's the reason why it's so unfortunate for West High there. I mean, they had to use 4 ults and they still lost the fight. That was almost an equal ult trade. All that they have right now is the Coalescence, and that's going to be kind of a tough sell to actually turn this around, especially with that switch on the Hazard. The team comp is just not prepared for it. And there we see it right immediately. I mean, the Symmetra's just taken down.
And yeah, we'll see Vibes, Blobby both picking up kills. Mauga just firing away, stomps on through, gets some knockdowns, and again, it should just be the death of the rest of them. King Size does actually die out, but not too sure it's gonna matter here. It will actually. No, Joker gets back in time, and the supports plus the Reaper are able to do enough work here. They're gonna keep this pressure up and keep on farming here, as we'll see another 40% till that 100.
And we have a swap here. No more Sim. They're engaging now with a Tracer instead of the Sim and going in immediately with a Coalescence. The entire team just kind of scatters here, and everyone's trying to figure out where do we play from Centennial. And now they're sort of stabilizing, but that's at the cost of Deadless on that Reaper.
And yeah, again, we're going to re-aggress once again. The overtime now ticking away here as the cap for the moment from West High. Have to burn that purple rain, trying to do anything they can. They have to get the hold here for the side of Centennial. Lucio beat for just the support. Counter beat comes out by Ghosty Boy. And again, it feels awful to have to ult for just your supports, but you have to stall. You literally have to as Joker makes the way back over. Wraith form has to be used for the Blizzard here. Mauga stomping around.
Devil needs to find this. Yeah, right there it is, the Beyblade, and it's not enough.
Mauga just deals too much, especially with supports on him, and that should be the map here. Li Jiang will go over to West High. Blobby is back to try and put something up, but he's literally 1v4. It's just not going to happen. Comes out, team kill, 2-0 Li Jiang, and West High move up 1-0.
Very impressive from West High there. I mean, just all around in clean play, but Centennial has shown they can still fight this. They're capturing the points consistently, and now it's just a matter of can they find whatever it takes to counter whatever game plan that West High has going on. I'm very excited to see through this series.
And yeah, we'll see the play of the game here just for fun. It's going to be a reset. King Size up here on this first point, able to get so much value pretty consistently throughout that map. Obviously, both points did a great job there. Saw that earlier fight in the game. But for the moment, game 1 does fall down to West High. Again, they are the higher seed going in, so definitely air quote favorite. They have a very great regular season. Obviously, yet to lose a series in the playoffs. So we'll see if they're able to keep that dominance up today or if Centennial are going to strike back.
They're definitely the top seed right now, and you can kind of see why. I mean, just immediately I think it's the confidence that stands out to me the most. Every time they're going in on a play, they go all in. They're all on the same page. They clearly have the practice that it takes to get this far. Both teams have the practice, obviously, but West High really is just playing with each other on a level that I just don't normally see.
And yeah, we'll see what the changes are going to be. As again, Centennial, one of those super powerful picks that they were going to be very, very strong with. They obviously got shut down by the Mauga for a little bit. So we're going to see how this goes for Centennial. Again, the Roadhog, it was great for them last week in the semifinal, but at least the one time we've seen it come out for the moment, it wasn't that successful. So I'm curious to see if they are going to try and pull it back out to get a little bit more, try and recreate that success they saw. They had a great Kings Row game last week where they played Roadhog May. They would hook somebody in the choke, wall them off, and kill them, and they did that for genuinely about 7 minutes defending Kings Row. There was a rule set error, so we had to reset the game 3 minutes in. So they went in, defended for 3 minutes, reset the game, and then were able to continue the full hold for another 4 minutes. So a very strong composition. I'm curious to see if it will come out and if it'll work.
Now that's impressive, just being able to hold for that long, despite the interruption to their flow. I mean, I actually really like that idea of the Hog May, but here with West High, I feel like, I mean, they could just pick I'm curious if they're confident enough on the dive. I couldn't say, but I am interested.
And yeah, we'll get on in here to Kings Row. Again, we are playing a best of 7. We're going to be bouncing between map types. We're going to see a lot of different maps today. At least 3 more, as again, we are guaranteed to see map 4. At the moment, West High, the only team who can take the series in 4 with a clean sweep, but obviously still plenty of time left for Centennial to get back in and strike their way back into this series. Again, obviously right now, the favorite's West High. They win one map 1, and that's all you need to be the favorite, so definitely in a healthy spot right now, as we'll see our first comps. It looks like Aretha against the Hazard.
Oh yeah, I like the Hazard pick again here, because at the very end we were seeing it actually getting a lot of very nice value, and Centennial's just, it seems like they were just kind of driving with it really well against this West High play style. But with West High here, they are going to play something rather similar, except they're swapping for the Ana and the Genji Sojourn here, which on the defense, I'm a little curious about how they want to play this, especially because everyone kind of knows you're going to start off with an attacking Widow here, so you're not going to be able to come back that at all, and that might actually guide Centennial to stay on it for at least 30 seconds to a minute. I mean, they have the room for it, especially with that sim allowing for just quick engages otherwise. Now it's just a matter, can TD hit some shots?
Yeah, shooting around a little bit. It farmed up a bit of ult charge at 15% now, but is just going to jump down. We'll see what the swap is going to be, as it will be over to the Genji themselves. So farm up a little bit of ult, harass a little bit, and get on over to the Genji here with a nice accelerated tempo to Blade, as Bob Lobby now going to get thrown off the roof. Nice dodge by Jade. Ace King Size could just go down here if the wall blocks him, but not ready yet, not able to get it going, as we'll see Vibes get the nice pick here onto 2U in the Genji 1v1 Joker harassing the top side, and that's just going to be a super early first cap here. Really well done by the side of Centennial.
That's exactly how you want to see that, just that fast engage. That's what I was kind of saying about this dive on attack here. When both of these teams are so confident in their defenses, those dives are critical. Swapping off of the sim immediately just to change their tempo, get that Reaper so they have the higher burst damage, which West High is not ready for, is exactly what leads them to take that point so quickly and so effortlessly.
Yeah, we'll see 3 playing up top right now, Joker and Ivy on the point, so be careful with this group split here. You could get pinched really, really aggressively if this Hazard goes for something deep, as we'll see them jumping on into the backside. Genji as well, deflecting around, getting to get some healing from the side of Kiri, but Jade Ace does get picked off and is going to be straggling out a little bit here. The tank Hazard, Blobby just going to get picked up as well, so now without a tank, they really do have to run away. Lucio comes out of spawn, able to get straight onto the healing. Vibes looking to jump across on the Genji, has pretty easy ways to get out of danger, so chilling for the moment. But look at the ultimate, 70% on Vibes. Those early percent from the Widow definitely helping that acceleration, alongside good performance, of course, one of the top damage players right now. So I think these ultimate rushes are definitely going to be very scary for the side of West High.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this Blade will just, it'll be the tempo setter. And since he's getting so close to it, we only have 15% until we're going to see our first Blade. And even before then, the Mei goes down, being brought to the corner. That's a very interesting punish there. Well done from Centennial. And they're showing why they deserve to be in this finals. Why, despite West High being #1 seed and at an advantage right now, they have to watch out for every single step.
Yeah, it's really aggressive. There's nobody pushing the point right now. This fight is not getting you that much progress. They're gonna get some kills, but if they start burning ults here, it's really bad. So it's very fortunate that they don't burn ults. They just get a triple kill overall, able to get it. It's gonna be Kiri and Reaper running back to the point. They'll have 2 on it, so they are gonna move it a little bit quicker. I wouldn't hate to see a third player, maybe that Lucio, going back for just a moment to speed it up that little bit more. But 2 players right now moves better than 1, so they are gonna make up for some of that lost distance, as we'll see a couple of ultimates surely coming out here.
The nice thing about having this Lucio in the front is if this West High starts punishing, which they love to do, you're going to have that Lucio to bail you out immediately, and they might have to do it here because right now, yeah, look at the aggression there.
Double Kitsu coming down on the same line. Blizzard comes out, not going to get blocked away, so a couple players in danger. Blade going to come out, Jade's going to go down, Blobby trying to play on a spike wall. Blade now takes down Mei, Ghosty Boy going to go down. That's the Lucio of West High here again, as Arisa ult trying to get something. King Size, nice slam, able to take down Blobby. Vibes goes down, Ivy going to get taken up as well. King Size, a nice clutch here alongside 2U. Of course, the Kiri doing well, nice as well. Tranquility able to keep them alive, as the cart going to start moving backwards here amidst a nice West High fight.
Unfortunately, that did cost 4 ults here, Cardinals. That means all they have left is the Genji versus 3 ults on the side of Centennial. This is going to be a really interesting state to see how Centennial wants to play to this ult advantage. The economy is all in their control. If they can use it as a tempo builder so they can get their other ults back online and continue this pressure, it'll be incredibly beneficial.
And yeah, this is one concern here. They have to be careful of the current ult economy. 2U either needs to pop off or they need to play super defensive the first time they hear that voice line coming out. So we'll see here what the ultimate call is going to be. If maybe a downpour on the back line, but Blade going to come out from 2U. They're going to dive the backside, as it is just going to be the beat. The downpour comes out. Save the rest that you can. 2U burned Blade as well, so the only thing you really only spend 1 ult here. You spend 2 to 1, so obviously you're going to be missing that downpour and that beat, but other side doesn't have Blade. You're going to pick up a disconnected team kill here, and they should be able to lock away the second cap, get a third person back there, move at max speed, as I really don't think Arisa will make it here in time, and if they do, it will be with no support, and they'll just die again, so it is going to be the second cap here.
That's what I meant with that tempo ult. And what I mean by that is effectively they only had to use the 2 ults there, but they also were able to gen half of Kiriko's ult back immediately. So now the Kiriko has is matching, if not actually higher ult charge than West High's, despite having used it at the same time, because the Lucio just stayed on speed with the beat.
And yeah, we'll turn this first corner on the way toward the full cap here. This could be dangerous for this West Side, as we'll see if they can hold the defend. They definitely don't want to get 3-0'd with many minutes on clock, but Reaper finds small on the backside too. You King Size goes down. Ghosty gonna get picked up. It's gonna be Tranquility dead. They can stagger this one out for a little bit longer. May get 3 on the point. They could just close the game right now if you have some walls. Try and block the spawn here. It's really close. Maybe gonna get back there. They should be able to get one more fight. It's gonna be the Kitsu coming out now by both sides here on the same line. Ghosty Boy, 1 HP on the backside. He's gonna have to pop the beat, almost Ajax, but he's gonna get it down on the ground in time, and the beat gonna help out a lot. Ghosty Boy is gonna get picked up here, but the supports are retraded for the other side, so it does look like this attack will be stunted for the moment. It's a very aggro blade.
Oh, wow.
Really aggressive blade by Vibes, and it will go down, and they're gonna get cleaned out here, so it is going to be a bit of a wasted set of ultimates there. They do get both support ults back for it, as well as the Terra, though, so it's not the worst it could be.
Really good reaction there from King Size, though. I mean, if that blade runs free, that could actually turn the fight on its own, and that completely immobilizes them.
Score 0-3. Switching sides. Initiating match. Ready for battle.
There are others in the world who need saving.
When I was a kid, you said you'd always be there for me.
You are old enough to know it's not that simple.
What's happening? Oh!
我が刀は研ぎ澄まされ
Hey!
心にみじんの迷いなし
What's happening?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Because they're all in the same spot, so all of them are getting permanently full healed. And an interesting call here, they're gonna opt in for the Mauga Ditto, or rather the Mirror. So it is going to be Mauga v Mauga, and considering how West High did on it, they initiated it. I don't like the odds for Centennial, but again, it doesn't necessarily matter. As we'll get ready
They get
to
the
see
Suzu
here.
out actually though. So
wow, Tranquility and Tsuyu just dead.
That's we shouldn't be doubters. Well done,
All right,
Centennial.
fair enough.
Yeah, this is such an interesting situation because they're playing almost mirror comps except for the Mei over the Reaper, and I can't lie, I kind of prefer the Reaper pick here because it helps more against that tank mirror. You just get way more burst damage.
Yeah, we'll see ults starting to come up here. Careful for these Kitsunes, both of them available essentially, and yeah, they do officially now come up, as we'll get one drop here. We'll see if it's going to be the counter from Ivy. Yeah, they are just going to drop both Kitsus. Everything getting burned down right now. Beats are available soon as well. Blizzard comes out, Beats comes out. Ghosty Boy has beat as well, but King Size is going to go down, and there's no point beating at this point. Really well done right now by Centennial. Again, that confidence on King's Row. They say, you know what? We're going to ship this Mauga mirror. We're going to run you in it. Jade does actually get picked out while Mauga's respawning, so this next set could be rough. Evan's corner gonna go down as the blade comes out. Blobby trying to peel. Nice stun here. Tinker goes down. Mauga to the back line. No,
Mauga's down here.
Blobby, and yeah, that'll be enough for them to win the fight. Mauga going down is the death for the defense, and it will be 4 minutes on the clock. But again, nobody pushing the cart right now.
When you build around the Mauga comp, it really matters if your Mauga's alive. Otherwise, your team is very fragmented. You don't have that same level of tankiness because you're relying on such a heavy tank. Most comps can actually kind of rely on a Mei or a Reaper as a pseudo tank, not these ones. There's just no way you can survive. And with that, wow, another fight reset, and Centennial has the ultimate advantage. 4 ults to 3. Or to 2, rather. 2.5.
Yeah, this is really rough right now for West. They are going to drop the cage fight, and the Blossoms coming out now. It's just going to favor them again here. Okay, that blade is too expensive. I don't like the blade at the end there, but you know what? They get carry for it. I think they probably regret using it, but you know what? They used it, and that's that's what it is. So they're down maybe one more ult than they needed to be, but they do hold.
You know, I know it's not, but it felt like BM just looking at that. Because
it does just be a solo ult in the 5v1.
Yeah, you know, that was just... What was that Lucio is just such a team-wide threat. Oh, but the Mauga is coming back in real fast. The team's ready, but he just goes down. Oh my! They swapped to the
counter-stomped.
They swapped to the Ana here as well. So they don't even have this. They don't have the Suzu anymore. But that Blizzard's actually getting a lot of value now. It's just going to be that Kiriko and that Mauga because the 2U clears up the rest.
Can Mauga hold this at this point? I think Mauga actually does just die. I'm not sure if Cardiac is back up. No, he has to stomp away. He doesn't feel confident taking this fight 1v2.
If he lands that stomp on the Genji, he wins that, but now he does not. Yeah. And now that's the Zarya swap. Because they're swapping off of the Kiriko, they don't have that Suzu. They're switching strictly to an anti-Mauga comp, which I assume they know how to do if they know how to play it.
Yeah, I would definitely expect. I mean, they went basically undefeated, and they went undefeated in series, basically undefeated in maps throughout the regular season. So I wouldn't be surprised if they have experience in all of these comps. Beat comes out, support that Genji blade, stops Blobby's aggro. Blobby goes down, counter beat, not the greatest in my opinion by Jade here, but we'll see if they can hold on. No, the beat gets really nothing. It doesn't tank up too much.
Huge here as well.
Teleports up high. He's going to farm more ult, but again, it should be a pretty swift cap here for the second point. Debliss going to hold on. They're just stalling point at this point. They're trying to burn clock. They want to have that advantage going into overtime if they do end up losing the round. So I don't hate just burning clock. They're going to need to hold the 4th point for about 1 minute and 20 seconds, and then they will have that advantage. But obviously, the more and more time you can drain off that clock, the better. So even if they don't triple cap, every 5-10 seconds, very, very good for Centennial.
Yeah, Centennial's in a better position than you'd see at first glance. I mean, again, I love their comp, just I really do prefer that Reaper over the Mei, and the Mei is showing a tremendous amount of value with those walls, so I'm not one to complain either way. And I guess I eat my words, especially right now when we see that incredible wall in Blizzard, but yeah, no, I'm just gonna stop talking. Is
that just the cap here? Blobby isn't even alive yet at 91 on the cage fight. They're gonna get 3 on point here. Vibes is gonna have to stall this point to get Mauga back, but they need to get on the point right now. The contest coming out. Kiri jumps out, and yeah, they are gonna be able to try and stall here for a bit, but the sleep on Mauga, he is contesting. Cage fight coming up in a moment. They're trying to boop him off point. Blossom comes in here. Blobby trying to stay alive for the moment is gonna go down. Reaper here should not. No, he doesn't have Wraith here, and it is actually gonna be the quick cap here. Really, really well done by the attacking West High, and they're going to go into overtime with roughly a 20-second advantage.
Never count out West High. But either way, both of these teams are showing they came to play. They're within, 17-second difference. That's really not much. Both teams are playing almost, dare I say, equally here on this point when it comes to attack. Just seems like such an attacker-sided round. So whoever finds that defensive formula to counteract it is going to win it. And here's the thing is they're running this Mauga, but ever since, I believe it was mid-season, so 19.5, season 19.5, they took away the biggest Mauga counter. Because Orisa can now get headshot in Golden by the chain gun. So that is just causing a lot of issues here when it comes to dealing with Mauga.
And yeah, now that it's been a move away from Mauga for King Size, it doesn't feel like they have to play this Mauga mirror, and so they're not going to. They're just going to swap back over for this attacking side. Hazard, Widow, Reaper. Again, they've been playing this support core with the Reaper very often. Again, it's been working out great for them, so I'm not surprised to see them keep running it back with the Kiri, Lucio, and the Reaper. Obviously, Blobby and Vibes bounce around a little bit to support it however they need to, but for the moment, we'll see Zarya, Reaper, and Mei on the defensive, as well as an Ana Lucio. As we'll keep an eye out for the Widow, trying to find a pick here, but likely just going to hop down quick to swap. Yeah, you don't have the time to burn in overtime. Genji comes out, and really the first 3 fights here are going to be extremely crucial for both rounds.
Yeah, and they don't get any shots for that extra ult charge, but already look at that like advanced aggressive positioning they're taking. They're trying to do the same thing as last round where they find that pick, but with the Zarya here, they're just not.
Everybody's in hotel, and they just
wow,
get
T gets Vibes just get picked off real early here.
Reaper goes aggro, Kiri jumps across. I wouldn't be surprised if Vibes change. You're playing Genji into multiple beams, but not going to. Gonna stick with it. It worked last time. Hazard jumping aggro on the bot side. Vibes gonna be coming in for the flank. Ghosty Boy goes down now. Reaper harassing. Zarya trying to play the front side. Willie goes down on the back. King Size should get picked up though, but we're gonna keep them alive for the immediate moment, but they will get grabbed. Evans now goes down as well, so we are gonna get the cap here. It will be a team kill. 30, probably, maybe 27, 28 seconds here when we do see the full cap coming out, and definitely going to be a little bit of a tough push here. Again, we saw both teams get stopped pretty quickly on their escort for the first little bit, losing quite a bit of progress, but with 20 seconds on the clock, you don't get to take these aggressive fights where you leave the cart behind, which both teams did. So gonna be interesting to see. You have to play a more reserved pace.
Yeah, I mean, their West Side just took a fight without their tank when it came to a brawl fight. You can't win that against a Hazard. So this fight, they're really going to play to this choke point. This is their kill box. As soon as they pass through, that's going to be a really notable fight here. Yep, that wall comes out, I think, a little too early for 2 here, which means that there's going to be a really... This is actually going to be a kind of preferable for Centennial here.
Yeah, they have some ults coming up. Keep an eye on the Kitsu and Death Blossom now. Ivy and Evans, keep an eye on those ultimates. Those can turn the fight, but Blobby just gonna get picked out here. They don't have the healing here, and that should be it. Blossom available for Evans.
And
he's just gonna throw the Blossom on point, and that is going to be the cart stopped here. 33.07 meters is gonna be the marker to beat for West High.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cuber Watch in that final fight. Oh my. But yeah, that's just an unfortunate misposition there from Blobby. Means that taken out way too early, and there's just nothing else you can do about that. This is going to be close, I can tell you that. 2 minutes left.
Yeah, 2 minutes on the clock. You'll have overtime to work with, so you really do. You either get a little bit more leeway to start your first attack, or you're going to get a little bit more leeway to start your last attack before that overtime begins ticking. So definitely have to be careful here how you choose to spend your time as West High. Not too many mistakes you're allowed, but obviously you do only need to get the first cap and then go 33 and a little bit in distance. So not going to be the most difficult task in the world, but definitely going to need a composition built to get it done here, and they're going to try and counter up the read, and they're going to go for a Doomfist to replace that Zarya. Moira as well.
But in a weird turn of events, it seems they've made the correct, seemingly predictive call on Centennial's side of picking the Orisa here. But they're going to spy that out. I just can't imagine they stick on the Doomfist if there's an Orisa here, and it looks like they're, yeah, immediately swapping. Back to the Zarya, yeah, I like that. But Sim gets more than 3 turrets now. I forgot about that.
They do get perks. They get 2 perks. That might be a perk. I'm not sure.
I thought that was a swap pick. I could just be wrong here, but that is, yeah, wow. Okay, wow. Immediately the wall comes out. Not being able to find any picks is gonna be really rough. Deadless already has to ice block, and they're just gonna be able to find an easy pick here. Because there's
I'm not sure if Mei.
Oh, the Suzu
Mei does get out. Yeah, really nice work there to get the peel.
At the cost of the Suzu, and 2 does not turn around and gets killed by the turrets. But that's a trade, May for May.
Down as well. May for May right now. Minute 20 on the clock, so we're essentially at 0 now for them as we'll see that advantage gone. They have been able to get the trade, but again, the attacker will get back slightly before as we'll see Blobby now just holding on, doing a great job with this Hyper Ring. J-Dace on the Juno. First time we've seen it, I believe, today. Doing a good job so far, trying to farm up the ults. And again, look at them start to come up already. 80% on this Terra, so have to be very, very careful. But if you do get an early cap here, you're going to have a lot of time to work with to try and get the re-fight on that Arch. So I think that you almost have to take this fight right now if you're the defense. And yeah, Blobby chips it, hits 5 with the Terra, but not going to be able to slam down on anybody. Ghosty Boy goes down.
That's a full charge Zarya with a grab up. There's no way you live.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of clock burnt here, though, as it will be Blobby thinking about running away, thinking about stalling. I don't just hate stalling, honestly. It's a hard call either way, because you might not make it out if you don't do, but we are going to see the cap come out before the Blobby respawn, so it's going to be a long run to get this Orisa back ready to fight.
Yeah, this is going to be a rush, but they do have that Sim TP, which is going to actually potentially be the only reason that it's possible. Along with that, I mean, we're coming up on 2 support ults. Oh, and a wall from the.
Are they just too slow? Is Orisa too slow to get to this? They're gonna have to send Reaper in, but he's gonna have to. They're gonna have to lose Reaper Wraith form to stall. You have to touch. Okay, 0.53. They're gonna get the touch here. It's gonna be Orisa going in. Photon Barrier comes out. Ultimate's getting slammed down. Juno gonna throw down this barrier, this heals as well. Look at the ults on defense though. Ghosty Boy slams the beat, and that's speeding out the support ults. The support ults are gonna favor the West High attack here. Is another half meter to go. Blizzard gonna harass everybody off. Orisa has to drop this fortify. They have to stay on the cart. Death Blossom comes out, kills out Blobby, harassing the point. Joker goes down, Vibes is one, J-Dace goes down, and it's gonna be another really nice performance here as West High go up 2-0.
It's just so close, Colonel. But that end fight just showcases how collected West High can play. I mean, we do get a nice little play here from King Size as well. 2 in a row. I mean, King Size is playing out of their mind right now.
Yeah, nice earlier ult here. See a couple of kills get picked up on the side. Not the flashiest play of the game of all time, but, you know, sometimes you just gotta get kills, and that's all that they needed to do. West High go up 2-0 here, and Centennial, what do you think they need to do here? Is it just correcting some small micro plays like in that last map? There's a lot of small things that could have happened to win them an extra fight or turn around another couple of meters, but do you think that there's a larger change that needs to be made here?
I think in one part it comes down to the positioning. Every time that West High has won a fight, it's almost singly based on either positioning or ult charge, and the ult charge is also determined by the positioning and how much poke damage you can get. So in that regard, West High is winning 9 out of 10 times. But along with that, we have the issue of team comp. I mean, I'm noticing here that while I was saying that I do actually truthfully believe that the Mauga comp went into the favor of Centennial, while they were on that mirror, Centennial was winning most engages because of the comp difference. This new patch is throwing everything for a loop because it was a amount of sweeping changes, affecting a lot of support ult timers, affecting a lot of different character thresholds. I mean, Reaper got a nerf to his self-heal, which is why I like that Reaper Mauga so much, because it actually gives him back what he lost. Along with that, it looks like a matter of comfortability. It feels like Centennial, and I could be entirely wrong about this, but it feels like Centennial is trying to adjust more to how West High is playing and playing reactively, rather than playing to their own strengths. Because as soon as they did, they were winning fights. And then as soon as they made those swaps, like that Orisa didn't feel quite right to me, they're on the back foot almost immediately. Because of the mix of team size and Evan's corner, these two players are playing so aggressively despite being on general brawl picks. They're almost playing like a pseudo dive like that. They're playing more of the rushdown with the Mei every time, as well as a mixture of the Zarya and the Mauga a lot of the times. That's really causing issue because with that Lucio speed boost, they're able to play fast enough and use their abilities in a way that are calling out all of these micro mistakes. A lot of it is that micro, like you were just saying. But I think it calls, while it is a lot of micro, it calls to the bigger picture of when every single person is, I guess, when every single person on the team is making those micro mistakes, I call into question if it's more of a macro thing that when it comes to comfortability. Because they had to have made it this far somehow.
Yeah, and I mean, again, obviously these are the two best teams, right? I mean, we're in Division 1 playoffs, we're in the grand finals, right? We're looking at the two best teams, but again, you have to think about, right? West High went undefeated in playoffs, or undefeated in the regular season. They've made it to the finals. They're yet to lose a map. Obviously, again, they've lost some points here and there. They've even lost some maps here and there. They lost a map in the semifinal. They lost two maps in the regular season. They're clearly beatable, but they're not easy to beat. And again, that's what they're proving here. Map 1, I'll be honestly saying, was a bit of a walk. They had some nice counter comps. They had a lot of things come into play for them that helped out a lot, but here against Centennial, I mean, those were both close rounds, right? Round 1 and 2 were within 20-30 seconds of each other, and again, there at the end, you're down to probably another 15 to 20 seconds, and obviously it doesn't end up going well. You get that last fight there as West High do a great job closing it out, and Centennial, they do just slowly fall behind in these various areas, and obviously, again, we'll wish them the best of luck trying to recon themselves, refocus, lock back in, and get ready to go. But we do get our update here. Again, we are playing a best of 7, so a little bit of a change to the map. We have control, hybrid, flashpoint, push, escort, control, escort, and so that does mean after our control Lijiang and our hybrid King's Row, we hop over to flashpoint with the selection being Suravasa from the side of Centennial. What do you think about the map pick here? Fan, not a fan?
Ooh. I mean, personal opinion, don't like the map that much, but when it comes to this actual matchup, and this pick came out of Centennial here, I don't hate it strictly because it forces those certain longer sight lines, but also those really close quarters combat, and there's not much in between. Aside from that one like super outside point where you have to kind of walk up a bunch of stairs to get in, there's the issue that Centennial's been facing a lot where, and it goes back to their macro and their positioning here, they're ready when they engage close, or when they engage first, or when they have that longer sight lines, but it's really that in between. The in between where it's the in between where, for example, you have situations like let's just take an example when it was a hazard on defense for Centennial here. They didn't exactly know what to do because they gave a lot of tempo away to West High, and they're taking advantage of it. This map doesn't quite allow for that as much, so I'm not against it, but I almost think you get the same benefit and more out of something like New Junk City. And this could just come down to, I guess, whatever map the teams are more comfortable with. That could be a big part of it. And again, like I said, I think a lot of this does come down to comfortability, but I'm also now thinking, I wonder if this comes down to some sort of mental, because remember, West High is seed number 1 and went undefeated, which means West High beat Centennial in play-ins. Which means that, I wonder if that's sort of that overthinking because of the fact that they've already lost to this team before. I wonder if that's affecting their play and how they're assessing the situation, when they should theoretically assess it very neutral.
And yeah, we do see the first comps come out here. We are actually getting 2 new tanks, rather interesting this deep into a series. Again, we'd be at the end of a best of 3, and we're finding new tank options. So we're seeing Ramatra and JQ come out here. I'm personally a big fan of Ramatra in general. Don't necessarily think JQ is the best character it's into of all time, but we'll see how it does here for Blobby, trying to block up some damage at the front side, and he does just get nuked down again. It's really rough right now. The Sombra right now, Evan's corner, has done a great job harassing. King size a double kill. Evans finds another on Jade Ace. Joker and Ivy now, they're trying, but Ivy goes down. Cap comes out here for the side of West High, and unfortunately the Reaper not gonna really find anything.
As soon as Centennial thinks that this is a game of adaptation and they've caught up, everything is flipped on its head. West High playing 3 characters they haven't really played all series except for like a brief one fight on the Tracer. This is just a completely different playstyle, and it almost immediately got the pick on the Judo and forced out an early Suzu, and every time there's an early Suzu force, it's just an immediate loss for Centennial because you can't make up that lost momentum. You can't wait for that cooldown. But now we'll get this next fight here.
Yeah, another push here. A lot of damage coming out already. Blobby has to go into this ult form, get some healing, block up a bit. Vibes jumping around. 1 HP right now. It's just going to get taken out by the Tracer of 2U here. King size does get traded back out. And without your JQ, you're going to be in a lot of danger here. 2U taking up some Ramatra punches. They are going to get Joker, though, so they're getting some of the picks that they need. Ivy going to go down as well here. And even though Blobby finding some nice kills of their own, it could be a little bit too little too late here. Hack comes out, trying to get the recap already at 99% here, so could be in a lot of danger right now if they don't win this overtime fight. Blobby takes down Ghosty Boy JQ on the way back, but it is going to be the recap here for the side of Centennial, so they have another life in the first point.
Absolutely. The issue, as you said, is when that queen goes down, you really don't have anything to stabilize around. You're running Tracer Sombra. I mean, those characters both kind of fall over if you breathe too hard, and that's kind of the issue right now. Is I mean, even supports can out 1v1 them if they aim well enough. So they really need to keep king size up.
And yeah, it's just going to be straight on to the next fight here. Blobby hacked again. Does have Annihilation available, so could ship it very aggressively if they want to. I don't hate waiting at least until they come in, but it is going to be the JQ ult. Annihilation gets a drop, but it's hard to stay on anybody right now. He does connect onto Ghosty Boy, find that pick, trying to take down the carry as well. If you can kill both supports with an Annihilation, by all means worth, and they will take down king size, so it is a nice ult. They do actually end up getting that nice support as well, so a triple kill on the Ramatra ult. They obviously burn the Kitsune, but they're very close to capping this first point. And again, using ultimates to get a point is very commonly worth it. Obviously a bit more nuance to it in Flashpoint, but again, if you can use your ults to secure yourself 33% of the total win goal, gonna have a great chance here as 2U ready to harass on the back here for the touch. EMP comes out, hits 4. But Joker, no, it hits Joker as well. King size Mauga comes in here. Juno ult though, gonna do a great job healing the front side. Evan's corner gonna go down here, and without J-Days, a lot of the work is coming from just the ultimate, but it's gonna be enough for them. That Juno ultimate basically solo saves that fight. Really, really nice expenditure there for Centennial as they get their first point.
That's just an incredibly good trade no matter how you spin it. I mean, I liked this swap, but they immediately swapped off back to the Orisa now to deal with this. They're trying to find whatever they can to deal with the Ramatra here. This is just coming down to confidence, I think. I mean, especially with, as I've been saying, this new patch, I think a lot of people end up underestimating how important that can be, not only just when it comes to actual balance changes, but when it comes to confidence and what people are comfortable with. They don't know what's good, and they're going to overthink a lot of things. And right now, they're thinking the Orisa is going to be the counter. Let's see if that actually is how it works out. But that's a really nice off angle from the Sombra.
Yeah, hack onto Joker now is the first point. Will be heavily contested here. Not going to start progress for anybody. Will be a shove on the Ramatra. Try to get him off point. Reaper available with Blossom. Teleporting to the high ground here. Could jump and look for it, but not going to go too aggro. Just going to go into the Wraith form with the hack pressuring. As we'll see Annihilation back up soon. King size is just going to go down early though. And again, without your tank, they just can't stabilize this fight. So it should be a first early cap here. And again, Centennial going to be in a nice spot once again here as they'll start this point with the possession.
Absolutely. I'm curious what the mentality is here. I mean, okay, as I was about to talk about the Orisa pick, they swap over to the Zarya. This is going to be just another. Every fight they're swapping
tanks,
and
doing anything.
It's really it's really visible how much of an issue it's causing. They don't get perks, they don't get tank ults, and that's an issue here. Oh, that Blossom goes out though, fighting done. That's an instant pick, but it's an even trade because Blobby is able to find that Lucio. It's actually going to be an advantage, say, for Centennial, and both teams are going to throw out the rushes here. But this is just going to go to advantage back to Blobby. I mean, they have higher health, they have more cooldowns. They're just playing to their advantage, and I don't fully understand the motive behind the Tranquility using Kitsune.
Yeah, I do think the one thing you have to keep a little bit in mind is that by swapping the comp up so much, right now, King Size and 2U, they actually don't have a perk. Tranquility going to swap over to Ana. They also don't have a single perk. Evans and Ghosty have one to work with, so the entire team right now has 2 perks compared to the 6 of the opposition as B comes out for the Lucio here, but you have a lot of things to work with right now. Annihilation as well, if we can get back to the point. Photon Barrier on the clock as well, so it's a really tough fight right now for West High, but it's one that they really want to win. King Size though just goes down, and they're even able to save all of their ultimates, and it's going to be Centennial now 2-0 up here despite being 2-0 down in the series. So a lot of this confidence coming back in map number 3, and I definitely think that unless something changes here, we're going to see a lot of Ramatra for the rest of the day.
That tempo they're creating is just so valuable. Every fight, they're taking the engages, even if they're on the defense, and we're seeing the advantages that brings. They have the confidence now because of how much they've been winning, and they're just doing so much with it. And that's, yeah, I mean, like you said, the perks are a major issue. It's 9-2 now. They got almost all the rest of Centennial's perks. That's an instant pick onto 2U. I mean, there's so many advantages here for the way Centennial's playing, and just the Ramatra in general is giving like dividends.
And yeah, I mean, again, once there's a solution for West High later in the series, even maybe later in the map, I think that they'll be able to stabilize around this composition a little bit more. But right now, there's no end in sight, right? There's no light in this tunnel. This Zarya comp doesn't really feel like it's working, but what are you gonna do? Swap again? You're starting to get perks. You have Zarya ult. You can't afford to swap right now. You need this grab to try and win you some fights. As King's no! It's blocked by the shield.
That's
Photon
tragic.
barrier
Oh, but the EMP comes out, destroying the wall. They have to commit so much, and it still doesn't matter.
I mean, yeah, obviously I don't want to just say it's exclusively because of the perks, because it's not by any means, but obviously, like, you can't just ignore them, right? It's such a big patch that came out. It gives so much power to so many characters, and at this point, they feel like they have to swap. They don't have those ultimates, so just go to the raw power characters. But again, 70% to 0. Kitsu's available. Nano Blizzard is going to have to make a lot of work right now for them to cap in the last 20% here. Stomp connects onto Ivy, but they don't kill the Kiriko, as Kiriko just drops the Kitsune, and as it will be a kill onto Blobby. Nice play for the moment. Mauga gonna hold pressure as Mauga simply has to charge toward the point. Maywall trying to get a little bit of value as well on a catch, but will just be the fight coming out on point. King Size takes down Joker. King Size just gonna stand on point and keep firing those chain guns away. A lot of damage facing him, but the B comes out. I'm not sure that we are allowed to spend that.
They aren't. They have no ults, and they're not close to any ults. That's the problem. Is maybe you can spin it like you're close. You can afford it a little, but you can't use. You used one support ult. You swapped the other support. You just swapped to the tank. You swapped both DPS again. So now you're dealing with nothing against almost an entire team that's just a well-oiled machine ready to come back in on this point here. And the Mauga is getting more value. I will admit, King Size is showing that he loves the Mauga here. And if he's able to find enough on it, maybe it'll actually work out, because there goes the sim.
Yeah, Blobby's just gonna keep walking forward right now. Tranquility's getting chunked. King Size feels like he has to back away. 2U's gonna get picked off by the Reaper or Tracer. You can't be getting picked off like that on Tracer. You have to stay alive. You just have to. But they might be able to manage for the moment here. Sim's still not quite back, so it's not the biggest loss of all time here. Blobby trying to harass. They're propping that Rav Vortex to the side here, keeping this pressure up. King Size, though,
wait, there goes King Size. What?
And that should probably be the map with that death of King Size. Look at the ultimates available. They have no problem dumping them all right now here. They're going to drop the Photon Barrier. May as well just start using more. Why not? There's the Kitsu. There's the Annihilation. There's the Blossom.
Overwatch, baby!
And I mean, why not, right? You win the map in literally 4 seconds if you do it. So they have negative problem. Drop the Blossom. Drop the Annihilation. Drop the Photon. Drop the Kitsu today.
You just win the fight.
Yeah, why not, right? That's now 2-1 here. Still in favor of West High, but Centennial get a bit more life as we'll see a third tank play of the game once again to the victor.
And that's textbook how you're supposed to play that as Centennial. You're allowed to lose a fight because you know that your opponents have to use literally everything in the playbook just to make it possible. And just look how confidently Blobby keeps walking in. The supports are supporting them so nicely now. And with that, we're going to go to another map, and that kind of goes back to why I said I liked Suravasa for them. It allows them to play to their strengths. It mitigates any major positioning issue because you really are limited in where you can position on that map, and that's one of the reasons why I don't like it. But it gives the advantage to Centennial on the point. I mean, they're able to play so much, and I think you're right. We're going to be seeing a lot more Ramatra this series because it's just so powerful. But I think we've seen the adjustments made from West High onto that Mauga to the point where they actually stand a chance against that comp. And of course, I mean, any team stands any chance in this tournament with how close this is. But more compared to that last map, and with Runasapi being very open, what I was saying is such a good advantage here for West High. I think we could see it rather soon if they are, I mean, going to continue with this. One thing I did want to point out when it comes to ult economy, though, is even when West High was early in the series, their ults just weren't getting value when they were actually using them. I mean, unfortunately, 2U threw out, I believe, 4 pulse bombs all series, and we didn't find a single pick with it.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit rough. I mean, it's such a light ultimate, and the entire goal of it, get 1 kill. Throw it on somebody, get 1 kill, and obviously with the Tracer, you really are hoping to find at least a kill of map, but again, nice performance on the other side, right? Being cognizant and careful of it is a very important skill against Tracer, and whether it's the Tracer having rough micro or the other side, again, doesn't really matter, so we are going to see it here. Runasapi being the map pick for West High here again. They are obligated allocated to go into the push. Where they want to go in push is up to them. Coliseo, New Queen, Esperanza, or Runasapi. Again, they do opt for Runasapi for this map, so we'll see which way it is going to go here as we're going to get ready to roll. Again, we're guaranteed now to see Escort as well. Obviously, if it's another 2 straight map wins for West High, then they will close it out at the end of Escort 4-1. But again, we've seen 1 map win from Centennial, so we do go to Game 5 at least.
Yeah, that's a minimum. So this is just really interesting. I mean, everything you just said was just spot on. Going into this next map, though, I'm really curious to see how West High wants to play this. Because the thing about Runasapi that I've noticed is, at least in my personal experience, hit scans get a lot of value here. But, I mean, right now in the meta, hit scans just don't seem to be getting value, much to my dismay as a hit scan main. But, I mean, we could totally see a Sojourn here because no matter what you do, just the way that the kit's built, Sojourn can get value, especially on these higher health tanks, which you can just farm railguns, like the Ramatra, like the Mauga, like these things that are trying to stay in the fight for years on end. The reason that, or the playstyle that both of these teams have ended up playing is very much sustain, long-term brawl, mixed with a bit of rushdown when it comes to positioning. But the comps themselves are definitely more indicative of a longer style brawl, which is what we're seeing. These fights are lasting so long. I mean, a fight lasted, what, 60% upwards in that last map per fight? So when we see here those longer fights, I think there's definitely room to say that those picks can get value, and that's the reason that we see Sim has gotten so much value. But with, I mean, like, you're seeing Sim May here on West High, Sim Reaper on the side of Centennial. Those also play to the same strengths, just at a much closer range.
And yeah, we'll get going here again. Push, very likely to see all 10 minutes, maybe even a little overtime at the end. But obviously, if one team is completely in control, they're going to be able to get that full cap and shut the map down just that little bit sooner. But we're going to have to wait to see which way we do go here as we head on in. We're going to have Blobby on the Ram once again going against the king-size Zarya. We will see the Symmetra coming out for both teams as well. A couple of different supports, 4 different supports in fact. So definitely a little bit more variety than potentially Kiri, Lucio every game, which we do both see on separate teams here, so definitely a little bit of new decisions for both sides as we'll get some walls coming down. Blobby is going to actually lose that ult for him. The first meter taken as well here by the West High side, but again, not going to matter too much. We'll just see a move back around to the robot, tanking up. Blobby, though, going to go pretty low right now. The support's trying to keep them safe. Nemform has to come out right now, so we'll see if they are able to force a pick off of that, but right now, West High in complete control of the road here.
Yeah, West High just takes a dominant start before seeing the team out, but even though there was no deaths, dude, I can't speak anymore. You know,
all right,
as soon as the caster's curse.
That's, yeah, there we go. There's the whole team. They killed them all. You did this.
Yeah, well, really well played.
Taz has team killed West High.
It's very well played there from Centennial. I like this Juno pick. Juno just got a buff this patch, so just got a buff today, where she can headshot now. So that's just a lot of extra damage, and when extra damage comes in, comes extra ult charge. And now, for the first time in so many patches, we're seeing a Juno's able to keep up with a Kiriko and ult charge within 10-15%. I think that's one of the biggest advantages of the buff. But there comes an early Blizzard, and that's forces out your Suzu, and forces out the wow, Rush Annihilation is going to immediately turn that fight back over in favor of Centennial here, because there's just no way you can fight that.
And yeah, I mean, this is one of the problems with taking these super delayed fights against Ramantras. This is exactly what happens. They rush Annihilation and then they walk through you because you're not ready for arguably one of the most powerful individual ultimates in the game in terms of DPS, at least. Obviously, support ults are kind of their own class, but we'll see if Photon Barrier come out here as Blobby just going to come through. Jade's going to go down here, and again, they burned several ults here, and they should just lose this fight. Joker doing everything they can, but they are going to drop as well, so we'll see an lead right now for the side of Centennial, but West High have a bit of time to make that back in their favor.
Not only that, but it's even in ults, and when it comes to the actual quality of ults, I would say there's a definite advantage towards the West High. Grav and Beat are both such high value. That being said, Wall can counter either of one of those ults. So now they just have to worry about how they want to use the Reaper, because I think, just in my personal opinion, I should say that defensively. What?
Wow.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, goodbye to
know-
you. To you is to the grave here. Kingside's just gonna get ran down. I mean, they really do just find what feels like a random pick. Obviously,
And
well
that's
played
winning a
to
fight.
Ivy, who I believe ended up getting the kill. But I mean, yeah, well played. They find the micro play, they get the shot, and it wins them the fight. And sometimes, again, that's all you need. Don't be flashy, just get the kills.
Yeah. You know, all the strategy I'm spewing out just thrown to the wind because there's just a man disadvantage every fight, just depending on which team.
Yeah, there we go.
But
You
now
get one
we
headshot
need-
forward spawns. Big.
Yep. What? All it takes is a Kiriko shot, and there's the grab, and that's gonna be forcing out. Yeah, the wall and the Suzu, but it still finds two because of 2U. And now that's gonna be a nice advantage. I mean, you trade out ults 1 for 1. But here's the thing: is now there's an annihilation on the field again, almost. So
And
any advantage you might have gained just took too long.
Yeah, Annihilation's definitely farmable here in this next fight. They have been sitting on Blossom for a little bit, which I'll say lightly concerned about. It's definitely one of the ults that you need a good situation to use, but sitting on it for too long will definitely be detrimental as well. So we'll see if it is going to come out this fight. I think they're definitely looking for it with the way Joker is playing right now on this hill. So be careful of them looking in. Zarya's obviously covering a lot of that angle, but if they can find a good angle to the backside, even just a TP, and
There it
that
is.
is a nice
And it
boop.
finds-
really
but-
nice boop.
Yes.
The B not going to get the most value in terms of stopping that Blossom, but they are going to be able
But
to
they
win the fight here.
I mean,
Ace
that's-
vibes, Ivy, Joker goes down. I don't necessarily love the photon barrier there at the end, but you know what? Again, they used it, and so they used it, as they will pick up
Forward
lobby
spawns.
and forward spawns themselves. They'll probably pick up another half meter afterwards, guaranteed, so they will take the lead here, surely.
So in my opinion, the value of holding the Reaper until that moment is because they were very clearly scared from the side of West High to actually utilize the Blossom, or no, sorry, the Beat. The Beat was saved for the Blossom, and they both went down at the same time, which is actually showing why those are kind of like an even trade. Like saving it was fine because now there's no Beat for the sake of Lobby's ult. So saving it actually gives them a little bit of an advantage for the Annihilation here. Oh, but there goes the Juno immediately. And again, this is kind of just going down to a pick, but king size, there's no way you live that.
Lobby
now
actually isn't in range. Annihilation
there's
lost a
nothing
lot of
else, so-
progress there, yeah.
But it still finds the pick, it still finds the fight win. But they need, I think Ghosty needs to be way further back, taxiing the team. And it looks like they're not actually going to, okay, they just decided to go do it. Now this is
The
gonna be-
problem with using Annihilation there, it's really one of your biggest zone clearing, and you were already in a good spot in that fight, so now they don't have arguably their strongest ultimate. Obviously, again, you have support ults, and they can get a lot of value, but when you get hit by a 4-player grab, the Juno
that
can only do
Blossom!
so much. Blossom ends up having to walk over to the
matter,
grab. And
actually.
maybe if you were a little bit closer to the grab, you could have gotten more damage into it, but they were so far away when they casted it, they had to walk over to it, and so this is going to be a really nice team kill here from Centennial. They're going to get forward spawns of their own and close at least some of this lead, if not all of it.
Though it's a positive ult trade for them as well. 2 ults for 1, and they still have 2 up, while West High's kind of scrambling. I can't lie. While they do have the meter advantage, I don't hate the position that Centennials found themselves in.
And we'll get ready for another fight here. Photon Barrier Kitsune available
wait.
here on the other side. Nothing up right now. Kitsu.
Down.
There, the shell dead. All right. So, yeah, I mean,
but
Kitsu
that-
comes out here, nice line, and it'll be 2U, Evans, King Size down, Ghosty and Tranquility, the 2 survivors here, and yeah, they should just be able to take the lead back here. 3 minutes left on the clock, and Centennial, again, now lead. We'll see exactly how much they can push that lead, but it's going to be a 200-meter run to get the robot even moving back in the other direction.
So now we are really going into this late game. I mean, 3 minutes remaining. This is kind of the buzzer when everything really comes out. You see the wall coming out from both teams. Annihilation's ready, but are they willing to use it? Or are they going to save it? Because there's Coalescence. I think that's, I think this is actually not a bad call just to reset on the side of Centennial because they have the advantage and they got ults out of West High here. While they did use their own wall, they kept, like you said, arguably their strongest ult in the Annihilation here.
And yeah, I think keeping the Annihilation there is super important. You already lost 2 super early in the fight. Why take the coin flip using the Annihilation to 3v5? Maybe you get it. Honestly, maybe you do. It's such a strong ability. You can win it. Again, Annihilation, in my opinion, probably the single strongest DPS ult just in terms of value that you can find in terms of non-support support ults. Like, obviously, the Juno ult can be very powerful. Kyriel can be very powerful, but just in terms, especially for this game, Blobby able to find so much with it here. We'll see him charging forward again. Annihilation ready to go. 5 players are stacked here, so it could be an okay time with 2 minutes on the clock. You maybe have time to farm one more. As nice Blossom angle though. 2U goes down quick. It will be Joker getting sent away a little bit here, but the damage already dealt. They do get the beat now.
But it actually might work out here. I mean, it's 4v4.
We just drop the Annihilation? Yeah, we do just drop the Annihilation here.
And they just walk in. This is the Brawl ultimate, and you cannot fight it in this situation. And Centennial, that's why I didn't hate them losing that previous fight, because they saved the Annihilation for when it mattered. They got the beat out, and now Kingsize is clinging to an Orisa. I barely noticed that they swapped the Orisa here. So they have an Orisa ult already. They have that Terra Surge mixed with the Blossom is a deadly combo.
And yeah, we'll have to see if that combo is going to come into play. Forward spawns are grabbed. There's not too much reason to push the point further for the moment. Is Kitsu going to come out now? It is going to be that Terra. The Blossom, though, not quite quick to follow it up here. Juno ult's going to be pretty hard to play into, so it's not the greatest support ult here, but when you drop multiple support ults, you're just in such a good spot here. They get the team kill. Tranquility gets away, so won't be the team kill quite yet. Whether they catch them is a different question. They forgot the robot! J-Dace, go!
Guys,
okay,
the
they
robot!
Get the robot there, and they are going to try and take, why not, get a couple of extra meters of push here. 30 seconds on the clock. It'll probably be the last time you push the robot, so take it as much farther as you can, stall as long as you can. As Photon Barrier combined with Malga, combined with Coalescence comes out here, but they're not able to get too much. It's literally an S key, a full sprint backwards. Blobby left on an island of their own behind a yellow car, and it might actually just be a full sack on Blobby. The healers are trying, but he is going to go down here, so it is just going to be an attempted salvage here, but the players are going to go down for Centennial. They do repick to you, farm up a little bit of ultimate here, but again, the robot going to need to run maybe another 130 meters, then push another 30 meters, so it's definitely a challenge right now for West High, but they're going to swap to Pharah to try and get it done. No hit scan, really, just the Juno and Kiri, so this could definitely work out well if they play it quickly, but no perks.
I will say Joker Joker got the bad spawn. I just noticed that. And so now it's going to be, can Evan find this Blossom? Oh my! That finds
Annihilation.
Annihilation is out, and that's all she wrote. Unless you can find a 4 with the... Oh wait, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, Annihilation is balanced. It kills everybody.
You know, it's 2-2. Can't make this up. We might go to game 7. This is crazy. So I'm going to turn the tables on you, Colonel. You asked me earlier, but what do you think is doing so well for Centennial now? And why do you think West High is just not keeping up?
I mean, in the simplest way possible, I think what the problem is on the screen right now. Since they swapped to this Ramatra, they have been absolutely running over them. I'm not sure if it's just that they don't have a comp ready. Obviously, there's not necessarily a perfect answer to Ramatra. There's a lot of things that can work. There's a lot of things that have worked. Obviously, Zarya and Orisa are two of the bigger, I'll say, struggles for something like the Ramatra. Not necessarily the full hard counter, but you have to worry about the other 4 players as well. And I think that's one of the things that we were talking about after map 2, right? They just don't have the room to be allowed any tiny micro mistakes, but that Ramatra is buying them a lot of that room back here, especially in these game modes, Flashpoint and Push. So I think it'll be maybe a different story back on the more objective oriented and not just a big fight in an area of map pools, but we'll see what it is going to be here for the side of Centennial. But again, I think that Ramatra is just giving them the extra space they need, the extra time they need. They can play the way they want to play a little bit better, make their macros matter more, make the micro mistakes less impactful to the overall game plan compared to something like the hit scan they were playing a little bit earlier. And obviously, again, I mean, they're playing Reaper Symmetra, not two super aim-intensive characters, so they really are minimizing the amount of micro errors that they can make. Just turn everything possible into a gameplay, movement, positioning decision. Do we use an ultimate here? Do we push here? Do we do this or that? that. And I think that minimizing the micro errors possible has been very beneficial for them, alongside having a lot more room to play around something like this Ramatra, who again is so powerful if you are in the right comp, in the right situation. So I think West High, they definitely have some talking they need to do to try and get ready for map 5.
Absolutely agree. I think, yeah, that Ramatra is just such a struggle. My question, why aren't we just starting with the Mauga on the side of West High? The Mauga is where they're going whenever they're backed into a corner, and it's getting picks. It's getting value every time. I don't see why they aren't starting on that, and that might just be me not seeing something, obviously not being able to hear the comms, but at the same time, just from this perspective, it's hard for me to reason why they aren't starting it, because they have been consistently doing well with it, as well as the fact that while, yes, I absolutely agree that Centennial's been minimizing any of those micro errors that they can, they're still somehow getting picked when this Maug is on the field because of the slam. It's finding one almost every fight. I mean, now we're on kind of the antithesis of any of this, though. The long-range map, Havana. Point 1 and Point 3 are two of the longest overall sightlines you have in the entire game. So that's going to cause a lot of both benefits and issues against Centennial here when you're coming from West High's perspective, I should say. When you're coming from the perspective of someone who just picked the map. Havana's a famously sniper-heavy map, and we haven't seen any really sniper or just general hit scan play this entire series because I think they're just falling out of favor. And with that, are we going to finally see some, or are we going to see a spawn hold strategy, because that's ever present on this map? What are we going to see? And I guess, what do you want to see, Colonel?
I mean, I'm a Ramatra main, right? So I'd love to see Ramatra succeeding, right? I'm not gonna hide that fact. I'm a Ramatra guy. I love seeing my guy popping off, getting some great value. So for the side of Centennial, in the chase of that, I'll say I want to see more Ramatra, because I just enjoy seeing some high-level Ramatra.
It's
but
fun.
For the side of West High on Havana here, I think there's a lot of ways you can go with it, and again, this is on the assumption Centennial are playing that Ramatra. If they're not playing the Ramatra, then you're going to need to build your comp accordingly, but I wouldn't hate something with maybe something like an Ashe, something a bit longer range, maybe a support to play with the Ashe on these high ground points, but I wouldn't hate something like a Sigma here as your tank option. Obviously, Ramatra will be able to break through it, but there's a lot of times that you will just be able to protect your main DPS players on something like that Sigma, try and tank up a lot of the abilities there. You have accretion for the alt form. I think there's a lot of things that can work well with a Sigma. Is it the best answer? Maybe not, but right now, West High, they've tried a couple different things. They don't like the Zarya, they don't like the Orisa, the Mauga, obviously they lost the map with, so there might be a little bit of a negative taste with that, but again, I don't disagree with you. I think Mauga from the start can work really well. I think there's a lot of things West High can do to be able to get this map, and honestly, I think one of the things they need to do is try and introduce more micro. I feel like this has been a series so far of West High winning micro, Centennial winning macro, and depending on the compositions, obviously one of those is outweighing the other, and right now I think West High need to turn this into a skill competition, and I think they have the lead over Centennial in that degree right now, so I'm curious to see if they will be able to, again, turn it into a skill competition, right? Get your players on hit scan, click some heads, get some kills, win some maps, and I think that was one of the things that helped them a lot in Lijiang Tower. Just get kills, win fights, play stable, and play skilled, and that was one of the things they've done great so far with today, but we'll wait and see here. Again, obviously both compositions were going to a very different map, as you said, such a long-range map. So many of these escort maps really are, right? You think Havana, you think Circuit Royale, there's so many long maps in this map pool, so I'm definitely curious to see what the comps will be, and it wouldn't surprise me if we get some radical changes.
Yeah, see, I'll counter your Ramatra main and raise you. I'm a Widow main, so please show me some. I'm looking at this map and my eyes twitching because it's the map. Come on, like I want to see some long range gameplay. I want to see a Sigma, because that's also in certain situations a really good answer to the Ramatra, and we haven't seen any of it. He just got buffed too. He does 10 more damage per orb, I believe. So that's a sizable increase. So you're doing 20 more per shot. You're able to turn that out enough. You're getting faster ult charge. You're getting a lot of value on your longer range backline here. I want at least show me a Sojourn. Like, a guy can bag.
And yeah, I mean, again, the patch notes definitely are very interesting. These teams made it here, not to say that they wouldn't have made it to the finals on a previous patch, but they did objectively make it here on other patches. So it's definitely interesting to see all of these characters change, right? Hazard obviously getting some nice buffs with a couple of things. Reinhardt changing a little bit. Sigma, as you mentioned, changing a little bit. A lot of DPSs, some that we've seen, some that we haven't. Reaper getting nerfed. Vendetta getting added to the game, which obviously, I mean, they just can't play that one, but definitely interesting to see all of these different things here coming into play. Even the Juno coming in, the Kiriko coming in. All of these characters have gotten small effects. And so it's definitely interesting to see here as we're going to get ready to go now. Map 5, we essentially enter a new best of 3, so we'll see which way it goes.
Widow versus Hanzo. The tale is old as time. Can we see some shots here? Let's... So far, we'll say 0 shots hit and Vibes is swapping. I'm disappointed.
Straight to the Symmetra. I mean, again, they want to take the micro out of this, right? They're hiding behind the car. They're playing some very simple left clickers. I like the idea from them here. They've seen what the problems are. Sim TP to the top rope here.
Oh no!
They are just shipping it in here. Blobby chasing the front side. They said, "Gone with the cart. We are gone into the enemy backline," as they do have to back away to go heal up, and Jade is gonna get staggered out.
And there's also a lot of support you can find in this Hanzo pick, not to again spread the long-range propaganda, but one of the perks you get is hacking health packs, which I think is honestly slept on a lot of the time. I mean, you're getting extra, effectively, support utility just from a DPS pick. And this map, I'll admit you don't get quite as much value because there's like no health packs, but you know, a man can dream. And second point, that will actually prove to be a lot of benefit if they want to stick the pick. And here, I mean, we're seeing a lot of this actual oppressive fire from the defense here on West High. They TP'd in, but they didn't die because they're able to just run away and just keep that long-range advantage, which is why it's one of the things that gives Ramatra some trouble. Even though this is a Ramatra counter, like a Ramatra mirror, rather.
Yeah, we are going to get ready again here. The cart on its final straight away for point number 1. Joker, 1 HP, has to pop the Wraith form, but it is going to be Evan traded. Joker traded out again. DPS dead for both sides. Blizzard coming out now, trapping a lot of people here. They freeze everybody. They're all dead. They're all dead here. Really, really nice ult find by 2U on his way out, and it will secure the team kill here for the defense.
Out of the fight, but it still wins it. I mean, they're forcing a lot of utility just to get this Hanzo down. And despite that, it's... like, how do you phrase it? It's just not getting as much value as you need because I haven't seen a single headshot yet. And... Come on, let's see it. I want to see some high-action gameplay. Come on. They're playing this corner. They're very well.
They do get the kill on Carry here. Frank's now going to get the kill on Jade, and again, they're just finding these really nice picks on the defensive front. And you know, we were trying to come up with a counter to Ramatra. We came up with a couple different character ideas. I think we had 4 options they could go for, but I don't think either of us could consider just counter Ramatra by playing Ramatra. Ramatra can't be stronger than himself, so I definitely don't hate the idea here. And whether it's because of Ramatra, whatever they're doing is working here. They've only spent 1 ult, and they only have another minute 15 to hold.
Yeah, so at this point, there's the dragons.
Oh,
that finds a pick. There we go. And now, it's just so oppressive with that long-range fire, and the Ramatra's able to go in, but now it's one trade to 1. And
Annihilation from King Size.
Annihilation's first open for King Size, and it finds 2. There's only a minute left, and it's actually going to be almost 5 ults up here. Wow, Blobby lives on 1. It's going to be pretty much a 5 ult fight now for Centennial.
Yeah, burning that Annihilation is really
going to hurt. Why are you there?
Oh, the Joker just kills himself. Photon Barrier comes out. Kitsu comes out. Annihilation comes out for Blobby. Blobby goes down. But he's just dead here. This is going to be a hold here. I really don't know with those ults gone that they're going to be able to re-win this attack here. I mean, they just burned almost everything.
I don't think we needed that Blizzard. But at the same time, neither team
gets staggered.
Yeah, wow.
JQ Tracer.
J-Ace is down so late into that fight. I mean... Again, now you just get this pick advantage from the Hanzo. There goes Tracer. That's your touch option. Blobby goes down late. Reaper's on without Wraith, and there's the Orbital Ray.
I mean, it's just a really nice hold here. We'll
Yes.
see Jadace
What-
try.
what?
Jadace does actually get the kill on the way out. Can he? No, he
Rick
cannot
gets the kill.
1v5. He gets one in the 1v5, which is more than a couple of other people, to be fair, but I'm not going to be able to make it happen here. They're back again. It's going to be Hazard and Tracer this time, and they're both dead, as we'll see them get dropped. Tracer actually staying alive a little bit longer than I would have expected, but will go down here as the Blossom will
Wait,
kill one,
they're
will
actually
kill
making
two
this
here.
work.
They actually
What?
have a small chance here.
Wait,
Really
it's
nice
just the
stalls, I
May.
suppose. Are they going
What?
to cap this?
Wait, why did West High die with Annihilation Dragon Strike?
I'm shocked that we aren't just hitting Q on the Ramatra here. We have to stall now.
Yeah.
I feel like
They
there's
don't
no
have anyone to
point
stall,
not
though.
running in. Send Anna in. Anna tanks those.
Dragons?
No, wait, they really are. Anna's going in.
Suzu's
Anna's
out.
going
Wait.
in.
Anna!
Annihilation is
They
here.
take the
Anna's
president
trying
now.
to stall. They
But
stall
then
for
lose
the
Ramatra again, and they need to use.
Annihilation.
Wait.
Just drop the Annihilation. Go into
Drop
the
it,
ult
there
bomb
it
and
is.
start clicking people. Walk forward,
Wait,
click them
wow.
all.
Yeah,
these guys.
they
Click
waited
them
too
all.
long. They couldn't come back, but that means that means the Blizzard's gonna come out. There's such big losses in this fight, and then the Reaper
They
is
are
right to
able
get
to
why
retouch
is
here,
this
but
lasting so long? Kill them all! The Tracer goes down.
Finish him up here as we'll see Joker get one.
Wait,
the
they're
freeze
still
comes
alive.
out.
It's
Nice
2v2.
Suzu. It's gonna be the kids doing the 2v2 here. Tranquility can't get the Suzu. Ghosty boy.
It's 1v1.
Anna's
It's
coming
Anna
back to
versus
stall
the
once
Reaper.
again.
Oh,
Wraith form comes out to dodge the sleep. Now Hanzo's here trying to pick up the kill. It's gonna be Anna versus the side of Reaper. Now Lucio is
I'm
here.
tired, Colonel.
And it's gonna
What is
be the
happening?
tap. The point one tap in the most.
Centennial came to. I can't take this seriously. That's absurd.
Centennial, nah, call him Sentry, because that overtime took 10
Jeez.
years.
It's on the
100 years.
But the thing is, they had to swap to the Hazard, and now, if we are really saying that the only way to beat a Ramatra is with a Ramatra, then we're gonna see some nice little advantages here from West High. But we haven't seen the Hazard versus the Ramatra because we don't see Hazard coming out from the side of West High.
You should get punished for having it overtime that long. You should lose time bonus
Yes.
on your next
Really.
capture. As Vortex comes out, Kitsu comes out,
Yeah.
Kingsley is just sprinting it to the back
They
line
fight
here.
the picks.
Joker does get ult
There it is.
available. Vibe's gonna go down here. Hanzo able to get the pick. Is full healing to the side of the tanks. Evan though is gonna get traded back out. 4v4 for the moment. Purple Rain is very aggressive, but they do connect onto a couple here. May gonna be able to stay safe with the cryo here. Has a wall not to work
In the
with.
back
It's
line.
down right now, but Ramatra gonna lose out of the Nemesis form here in a moment, trying to get a kill before it drops to you. Kills Jadace here. Ivy now the target. That'd be a couple of supports. Here is Hazard keeping the pressure up. Tranquility kills the Mirakiri though, so it should be fine here. There's not really a support right now for the other attack, but we'll just see Ramatra hold the outside right now, and they will have to back away again. Need Ivy and Jadace.
I will say a big West High struggle here is that Reaper. The only time we've really seen him go down mid-fight is if we get a headshot from the Hanzo. So if we can find that again, then we see West High getting well. But if we don't see that, and we see from the opposite side of Centennial getting just that more damage out from that Reaper, then, oh, there's the beat. That means that there's going to be a nice little advantage because it's the Nano versus the beat. But more kills are actually coming out from West High here.
And yeah, I mean, we are just in
The
for chaos
freeze!
here on Havana as the defense.
Overwatch.
Doing
Oh,
as
they
much
just-
as they can here. Yeah, they will
took
close them
Overwatch
out.
1 May. Oh, I don't know if I can in good conscience root neutrally anymore. I mean, that's a freezing May.
Are you sorry? Are you a fan of it or not a fan of it?
Oh, I'm very much against it. I'm an Overwatch 1
Okay,
player. I
okay,
know
okay.
how horrid that felt.
As we'll see the Dragon Strike come out
Yep,
here.
Dragon
Hanzo
Strike's out.
He's really not going to find anybody or even pressure anybody, but Vibes is going to get pressured back to the spawn room here by
Blizzard's here,
damage.
and that's
Blizzard
finding more.
connects onto Ace. Annihilation in the back
Annihilation.
line, and that is Ramatra here walking around, clicking all over. Blobby under
The wall
half
out
HP,
of-
trying
the
to use
wall
the
out
spikes,
died.
but we'll see Annihilation actually fade away here as Joker is on point here. Surely can't kill them all as he
Wait,
will kill one.
they-
He's
are they-
gonna
wait,
get the
can they
Suzu
take-
coming onto
They
him.
can't
Surely not
find the
more
kill on the
shenanigans.
Reaper.
Blade comes out here. No way, right? Surely not.
They
Red
are
Vortex
fighting
helping out a
it.
bit. They're gonna get this. They're gonna get another one in their time.
Again, they can't find a kill on this Reaper. Every time they win a fight, it's because he's just stalling. Because it's also because he has the perk that gives him the El Clasico, the death orbs that give 50 health every time you get a kill. The raid is so
What?
immense here. I mean, Why?
Mitsu?
Wait, what?
They
I'm
might
going
triple cap.
insane.
We can't be losing Kitsu like that.
Remind me, Colonel, what's the series score right now?
The series score is currently 2-2 in game number 5 of our grand final best of 7.
That's what I thought, and this is all of the momentum of Centennial. I mean, West High found those first maps, and now they can't seem to catch a break. They almost got a full hold, for crying out loud. And now the Cassidy comes out? I mean, Hinder's your bread and butter with this against this team. But
yeah, they just swap off the DPS. I don't know if I hate this or not. You know, it's Genji Reaper. They don't have anti-hit scan, so Cass can stay super long range too. You can stay in the sky, and it's really difficult for them to die here. As we'll see what it is going to be. Joker gonna. Oh, Joker! Oh no, he recovers. Not getting thrown off the map here. Nice movement there. Blobby will get thrown off the map though. Surely, yeah, nothing could help him there. Maybe if he got a wall under him, stood on it, and some jumping shenanigans.
Playing so aggressive.
20 seconds here. Are they gonna cap 2 and then not get the third one here in the face of Farah Cass? I definitely think it's seeming likely as Evan is popping off.
I guess they're just allowed to play that far. And at this point, they also have the nano boost available, which will be a nice ult charge amp. Just with
4
the extra
seconds.
Damage, but Blobby is on Reaper.
Psycho jump in.
Yeah, there it is. I was about to just say the
That's
Blossom's up, but it finds nothing. Kitsune comes
Blossom.
out only against the Nano Orisa now, which is going to sit in the backline. Ghost Boy gets 2 on the Ana. This is just a matter of who can find more individual kills here. The Nude comes out, and in my opinion, one of the least generally useful ults in the game when it comes to actually finding a kill. It's a nice zoner, though, and it achieves its purpose. I mean,
there we go.
Blobby on the Mauga is not able to touch. Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that is a round of all time.
The swaps worked, but why did they have to happen? I don't even know what I want to see, because that was just so many different things.
I want to see not that round again.
Agreed, you know? I
want to see a clean offense, or I want to see a clean defense.
Not
maybe both.
Multiple staggered overtimes back to back. I need West High to learn how to counter a Reaper, and I need Centennial to learn how to actually play together with their tank. And I think those two. We've got a Sigma! We've got an Ash!
They did such a
Wuyong?
great job on the last 2 rounds of playing around our team and playing structured, but this map just feels like we've been plunged into pure chaos.
Yep. You know, I was gonna ask last map, but it never actually ended up coming up. For those not in the know, why are we seeing such a dramatic reduction in Wuyong gameplay despite him being so dominant before?
I think he's great. I don't know why we aren't seeing so much of him. I'm not sure if it's just because he doesn't have, I'm going to say, the greatest healing output over time. He's definitely got some nice, well, he has resource, but once he's out of resource, his healing is not the greatest. But I think it's so much value to a team. His tide, his ability is so strong. His ult's so strong. Self-peel is fantastic on a support that wants to play close and low like this. So close and low. There we go. To the tank and to the front line, and it's such a good option for a map like this on defenses. I do really like the Sigma idea here. We'll see how it works out for Blobby, and again, when you see that Nemesis form, you just throw a rock at him, hit a Creation, throw it at the Ramatra. It's not a hard target to hit. The guy's massive, so it's definitely a nice idea here. We'll see if it works out as the car turns the first corner.
I will say, Wuyong was one of the biggest losers of this patch, but he's still insane. Never mind headshot. You need to stop. Commentator's curse. I can't get away. But Evan might burn to death. No, never mind. The Juno's got him, and now he's just free to get more shots off. I mean, despite not getting too many just direct headshots, it's suppressive fire. It's doing half of anyone's health in a single shot. And they're just getting free progress. Wuyong is getting free shots as well from that other side of the point, but it doesn't matter. Blobby comes back in with the Sig, but you can't take space like that with a Sigma. You just can't afford to the way that a Ramatra can. Despite that, the support from the team is just kind of allowing it. We see the universe singing to him, getting a pick, but at that point, They actually do find the fight. I mean, all that's left, unless we see a ton of... Yeah, no, that's... Okay. I think they're tired.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, once you see Hanzo stop moving, don't even hit him. Let him just sit there staggered.
Yeah,
Let him stay there. If he wants to AFK, it's not even BM, right? It's just the correct play. Stop his respawn, but they want the kill. They're just having a good time. Hanzo's giving up. They put him back to the grave, so... We'll see another reset here. 2 minutes on the attack. A couple of ultimates coming up right now. A lot of them, really. Everything for one side, but that Bob about up here. Kitsune going to come in. Accretion going to get blocked away.
Bob's in.
Out of the fight now. It will be Evan on the other
that's
side.
A perfect angle.
Bob getting a lot of value here. Trank goes down to Bob. Bob doing more damage than a lot of people in this fight. Arguably, everybody in this fight gets the first kill. King Size goes down to Ivy, and the attack stunted here again. He has 95 seconds on the clock here. This could become dangerous for the side of West High.
Yeah, I mean, they're forced to be coming up with answers because they swap over to the Ash Mirror. Interesting.
Yeah, we'll get ready to go for another fight here. Minute 15 on the clock. The attackers really need to win a fight pretty soon here. Juno Wolf going to come out in Barrage. Moving going to come out by 2U, but he doesn't find anything with the Barrage ult. Annihilation going to come out from the King Size side as well. Just kill everybody with Annihilation and keep walking forward here. There they go. Close them all down. We'll get the first cap.
Annihilation is just so valuable. When you have this counter in the Sigma, it comes with a big caveat. Not when he has that ult. Because he'll just run you down. It doesn't matter if you rock him. You won't get enough value out of it.
Yeah, you gotta rock him and then have your entire team be out of his range so that the Annihilation burns down. It's just so tough to do, but we'll see for the moment here. We'll get ready for more fighting. 3 minutes left as we enter on inside here, getting ready to roll up, continuing our fighting forward as we enter the Rum Brewery, but we'll see for the moment. Just both teams playing high ground right now on the side. There'll be a lot of pressure coming out from Blobby. Still on that Sigma. Accretion not going to connect onto the intended tank target here, but doesn't matter too much. Juno is still pushing the cart, so I don't think that the attackers have any problem right now as Gravflux comes out, grabs onto the side of Tranquility and Evans, but we'll get Suzu on one. The other just tanks it.
King Size is just hanging on for dear life, does not make it out, and then again, Centennial is just going to be able to get a nice clapback here. Joker on the Mei now. Bit less of where we've seen them previous, but it's working out just fine, especially because the Genji now on the from 2U. And yeah, again, 2 minutes 5 on the clock to go now. Our attack trying to regroup and regenerate. Sim turrets harassing a good bit on this right side, so they're going to take the outside path here, get right up next to the cart, maybe even take the stairs to get upstairs. As we'll see it here, it will be Evans actually getting blocked off very aggressively by the Mei wall. 4v5 for a moment. He's still not with his team. As we will get grouped up now, but it's really hard to walk through this door. It's just such an obnoxious choke point with 5 players firing in, but the Bob going to go down low and start firing up from behind, but it can't really keep shooting permanently. As we'll get a kill now. Joker goes down, Jade goes down, 2U goes down, Blobby as well. Lots of players falling to the grave. Annihilation comes out.
Aggressive what? Annihilation.
Wait,
and then Ivy actually jumped into the Annihilation. They took the Kiri step into it.
I actually don't think that was necessary.
This is true.
But it might have been. I could be wrong, but I don't think it was. You had the man advantage. You had more people coming back faster.
Yeah, you already had the fight won to me. The Annihilation, it did secure it. I won't deny that. As Gravflux going to grab 2. The Suzu comes out early. Wu Yang not going to get the greatest ult on here, but it doesn't matter. You killed 2 with Gravflux, and those are the supports. So the attack going to get stalled out again here, meters away from the cap.
Wow. All it takes is both supports going down to the Grav, or Flux, I guess. And then that's all she wrote. But now we have 2 ults coming up on the side of West. We have 2 up on the side of Centennial. But the only support on the field will be West High, and that's might actually be the decider on its own.
And yeah, 25 seconds on the clock now. It's a very aggressive defense angle here, but it's working out quite well. Send some players back to their spawn, keep the rest out of the Rum Brewery. As we'll see a couple players stacked up here. Got 4 of them ready to go, but yeah, but 1 Juno quite a little bit far away here. You need that ult in range. Juno ult so powerful here. Kingside is going to get walled off for the moment. He has to jump down to the car to feel like they can force that overtime. Photon Barrier is going to trap him out. Juno will, it's going to come in just in time. Will it heal?
Blizzard's
It will
out, though.
heal, but the
Wait, that's
Blizzard's
huge.
here.
There's no Suzu.
It should be able to
That
close
catches the
down the
ball.
fight here. And again, the defense gonna lock it down, and Centennial gonna be the team with the match point in their favor after map number 5. Really well done here. I mean, again, those clutches on the attack was everything and more, and if Centennial win the series in the next map, or in map 6 or in map 7, I mean, you definitely have to go look at those 2 points, point 1 and point 2 overtime, as the point that West High lost it, right? If you can't win those fights, those are definitely gonna haunt you if you can't close the series later.
And that probably also just really stings mentally, because they were probably getting ready, like, already starting to mentally, like, prepare themselves for attack, and then it keeps going for another, what, 5-6 minutes on defense?
Yeah.
Oh my.
And we do now move, of course, to map number 6. We knew we would see it after we were at 2-2. We'll take a peek at what the legal map pool is going to be for the best of 7. Again, as you mentioned, Control, Hybrid, Flashpoint, Push. We just saw Escort, which means we'll move into map 6 Control. The legal maps are Antarctic, Ilios, Samoa, Lijiang Tower, or Busan, with the footnote that we've already seen Lijiang Tower, so not going to be able to head back there. So it's going to be Antarctic, Ilios, Samoa, or Busan, unless there was a map change due to, I believe, Antarctic getting rotated out of the ranked pool today. But for one series, for one day, I can't imagine that's going to be a problem. So we'll see one of those 4 maps here in towards map 6.
This is exciting. This is so exciting.
I say, at this point, West High, you're down 3 maps in a row. You've lost to a couple of different things. Now, is there one of these control maps that you think speaks out to support what they want to play and maybe deny what they've been playing against? Or do you think they're just going to take the map they're the most comfortable on? Or what do you think? Like, if you were the coach here, what would the philosophy be? Is we do see Ilios as the locked-in option
For West here, I kind of do like Ilios, because 2 out of the 3 maps are very much counterintuitive to the general Ramatra playstyle. You have VHEL, and VHEL, while yes, can work if you already have the point, is really hard to actually take space on with the Ramatra, because you have so many off angles, and Ramatra does struggle with those types of angles and how to play into it in certain situations like this, as well as the fact that on Lighthouse you have a giant walk, and they're going to have to take very specific sightlines in order to get there with a lot of HP remaining, and while that can work really well, I honestly prefer different tank options. For example, the Mauga. I personally prefer that in that situations. The only time I think the Ramatra is better is going to be on Ilios Ruins, and Ruins is just a very standard brawl map, but also has a lot of sightlines. At the same time, I honestly am not sure if this or Busan are preferable. Busan has a lot of the same advantages, but also gives the benefit of longer sightlines on that 3rd map, which is Mecha Base. But that being said, it's not enough of an advantage to where if they're more comfortable with Ilios, they shouldn't pick it. I think the comfort is a big point here. With that, I think one of the biggest struggles, honestly, was like the DPS there. Obviously not to point fingers, like it's a team game, but at the same time, West High's DPS weren't able to find the amount of picks that they were able to before. Like, you note, as soon as they stopped holding the point, it's because they aren't getting those picks. So it's really coming down to something as simple as that. Sometimes it's, can the DPS get the kills? And at that point, they didn't kill Joker on the Reaper, and I said that a lot for reasons. He ran the lobby half the time. So with this map, I think it's more going to be a mentality shift, if anything.
And yeah, I do think there's definitely 2 things to keep in mind. One, obviously, in the scale of the whole series, you're right, West High, they started warm, they started ready, they came out swinging, but even though Centennial, a lot of their early story was focusing on macro, a lot of that has been promoting their micro, and again, they're really warming back up into the series. And the other thing, focusing more on this game, We did just pick Ilios into a Roadhog player, which I think could become a little bit of a concern.
I forgot he's a
Do I
Roadhog
think
player.
that Roadhog well gimmick is going to become massively successful? No. Do I think that Ilios is in general one of Roadhog's best maps? Yeah, I honestly do, right? There's so many places where Roadhog can be extremely impressive on this map. And again, Blobby is a Roadhog player. Can you just go Mauga and counter comp it? By all means, but there's definitely things that will be fighting against them if that does end up being the solution. So I definitely think that that's one of the things just to keep in mind. Are we going to see it? Maybe not. Will it matter? Maybe not. But I definitely think it's worth keeping in mind. We did pick Ilios into a Roadhog player, and so potential consequences, positive or negative, are definitely going to have to be kept in mind here. But regardless, consequences, positive, negative, mediocre for either side, we're going to have to wait and see, because the only thing that matters, game number 6 coming up here, Centennial close out the season, win the grand finals, lock their ticket to ESC if they do win it. If not, it'll be a win for the side of West High, and then we're going to map 7.
I forgot there's ESC on the line. I'm not gonna lie, I'm tired. You're tired, they're tired. That being said, Silver Scrapes could be kind of fun.
Is it Silver Scrapes? I guess it is Silver Scrapes in a BO7. It's just the last game of the series.
Yeah. Yeah, it's when everything's tied up. I'd consider that. I mean, wait. Is World's best of 5 or best of 6? It's best of 5, huh?
World's just BO5.
Because the games are so because it's so long.
Can you imagine 9 hours T1 Gen G?
Listen, I watched this. I was up till 4 a.m. watching Silver Scrapes.
But what do we got here? We got, okay, we're getting a couple changes still, so we'll give them a moment, but it does look like it is going to be Centennial. Your team on match point here, Ramatra, Symmetra, Reaper, Kiri, Lucio. They could swap the Symmetra, and I would expect them to if they hadn't played it so much today, but maybe going to keep it. On the other side, it is going to be Zarya, Reaper, Echo, Lucio, Kiri, as Ivy back to the Kiri as well.
Yeah. I like the Echo pick. It's the burst damage they need. They've been looking for it. They haven't found it. And here it is. I mean, Tuyu has been playing that flank and dive pick this whole time. Now let's see if there's a new pick that can work with it.
And yeah, it is going to be Echo now staying on the side, 23% toward that duplicate already, so definitely going to be a little bit scary. Here's the first point going to get grabbed up by Blobby and company on Centennial, tanking up a lot of damage. We get a call for a pause here. We'll see how quickly we can get that pause. We're losing a lot of percent right now. They got like 3% for free there, but they are going to get the pause coming out here. I can't imagine it'll be a problem, but maybe it will end up being is. We'll see exactly what the problem is, a disconnect or whatever it ends up being, hardware issue. Yeah, it is a hardware issue, keyboard issue for one of our players.
I believe it was J-Dace. This is such a series, man. It's good. It's really good. But at the same time, it's these little things. And I don't know if that feels more or less satisfying to see those be the reasons for the flips, if you know what I mean.
And yeah, we'll see here again, obviously, right now, not too much to take in, but we can obviously look at the current game state, assuming nothing is going to be taken back or reset or anything of the sort. So at the moment, the ult charge, we have a lot of players at some different numbers, some notable people, though, near that 40% marker. Tuyu's Echo, Tranquility's Kiri, and then on the other side, Ivy's Kiri as well, all at that 40%. Couple people closer to that 25 to 30%. Ghosty Boy at 25 on Lucio, Jade at 30 on Lucio, Vibes at 30 on that Photon Barrier, our tanks and some of the Reapers in that 10 to 20% marker, so still a little bit behind, not the biggest surprise considering the characters though. Is again, first point goes over to Centennial. They're on match point, they're on series point, not necessarily map point right now, so a little bit more time to work on there, but they do, again, first possession in the first 7%.
I do like the idea of the Echo, strictly because you don't have to have the Ramatra, but you still get the Annihilation. And I think that's going to be huge here because you can get an Annihilation with a bubble, and then you can also just play super aggro. The rest of the team comp is literally the perfect team comp to run with an Annihilation in here. So I like that. I mean, I guess you don't get the full value because I assume your clone will run out before you can even get it all. But that makes me curious which minor perk is Tuyu going to take, because you could get halfway there just by pressing Q And that'll be valuable if that's the angle you're approaching. And they have a lot of different options because of this swap, which is why I like it.
And yeah, we are back into it here, 15% and charging. Now Blobby taking up a lot of damage here. The turret's getting harassed out, but it's a little bit too difficult to actually kill them as Zarya trying to get some work going. We get another turret set up. So yeah, Fried for walking in this room as Echo has to jump away for the moment. 60% on that ult, 70% on Kitsu as we'll get Reaper going aggro here. Evan's corner has to run away. Ivy gonna go down on the backside as Tuyu gonna be getting some massive value at the back window. Kills the both supports. Ghosty Boy finds vibes, and it's the support game for West High here. So much value on this backside. Echo takes down both supports there. Really well done there. And while it is 40% in just the first fight, which again, a non-ignorable number, the first fight will at the end of the day go to West High.
It's as we were saying right before the game started. I mean, it's a lot of this is coming down to those picks. We said it last map, we said it in between maps. Whoever's getting these first pick or two is really winning a lot of these fights here. We're seeing a nice ult advantage. We're seeing a swap to the Echo here from the side of Centennial because they want to deal with this Echo. And that tempo shift, the aggression from West High is what we saw win them the first 2 rounds. They're going, wow, that's an even trade.
Yeah, Blobby's gonna walk over them, but a grab finds everybody pretty much. Tuyu goes firing away here. What a beautiful grab. It's definitely, I mean, undeniably gonna solo win them that fight. Beautiful work by Kingskies. I thought the fight was over, but when you grab literally everybody, you're definitely gonna be in a great spot there. So really well done.
We saw the grab, but also just the sticky bombs in the grab just chunk up. And now we have a 4 ults versus 4 because Joker swapped again to the Cassidy. They're trying to find a solution to this Echo because it's getting way too much value right now, than way more than Centennial can handle, though they TP on the point. Now, again, on the back foot, but that's a copy onto the Ramatra.
Yeah, we'll see if they can farm up that ult. As Blossom comes out here, Joker goes down. Ace has beat to work with. Annihilation from Blobby, so we'll see some ults. Maybe 2U gonna drop the Annihilation, but the Replicate coming out pretty soon. They are gonna run out in the middle of it. Like you mentioned, you just don't have time on Echo Ultimate to use the entire Annihilation. It lasts for too long in the middle of a fight, but we are going to see again that flip at the beginning of the fight continue in progress for Centennial. They're going to pass right now, 69 all, now 70 for the side of Centennial, who again are trying to win the series here on Ilios. They closed the map in day out and obviously the entire season. Their ticket to ESC. So many things for Centennial can be gained by winning the next 2 objectives, and they're going to try and close out the first one right now. Kitsu comes on to point here. Careful for some ultimates. Vibes has the barrier, but Joker goes down. Retrade onto Ghosty Boy. They can play this if they want to right now. Blobby re-engaging on the point. Turret's getting broken. Blobby backs back down. Tuyu goes off of the map here. What? Barrier comes out right now. No. I don't know how we can be falling off the map in this. I don't know what happened. It might have been a genuine unavoidable, but it's going to be point number 1 over to Centennial. And not only are they on map point here, 1-0 up, they're on series point, they're on season point, tournament point, ESC invite point. I mean, everything right now. There's so much pressure on West High. You need to win the next point, which gets you a chance to win the next point, to win the map. Then you need to win the Centennial map points pick. So there are a lot of things that need to be done by West High, but they can take it one step at a time, and the first step is winning this point here on Ruins.
You have to imagine that Tuyu is just kicking themselves after that. Even if it was unavoidable, it doesn't feel good, no matter what. It feels bad to fall off the map when it's that close, especially in OT. And this series is no stranger to OT. I do like the Joker Cassidy pick. It's felt like it's worked a little more, but I mean, actually I can't even say that for certain because the only deaths from Tuyu we've really seen were either as Ramatra or I guess off the map at the end. Those were the only 2 deaths. This really is just that close, where every fight comes down to that last 1 or 2 picks. The last 1 or 2 players. Suzu is out way too early though for Centennial, which I think should just be a signal to all in from West High, but it's actually the opposite.
Out really early.
A full beam from Sim is just causing all sorts of alarm bells.
Echo gonna try and harass Tuyu. What are we doing?
What is that?
Are alive and Tuyu is on the ground contesting. We just cannot be doing that on Echo.
No. 58 on the ult.
again here, we'll get more rotations coming out right now, 12% on the point, but I mean, again, Centennial could be literally a minute away from winning the season, as we'll see another fight coming out right now, pushing past the Ruin here. Ramatra's, they do be going into the alt form though, as Vibes getting so much value on the sim again here, almost soloing out the tank, but 2U dies first again, and it's going to be the execution and punishment here. Evan goes down after, and the rest of the team has to sprint on their S key here. Again, we're going to get up to at least 40% by the end of this fight here, and it should be almost a guarantee up to 60 now.
Jeez. I mean, they had to swap off the Echo now. It's on to the May. And I believe that was Scorner's pick earlier, so they're swapped around. And now they're on the Mauga. Let's see if their tried and true can actually get them through this.
Yeah, the problem though is, again, those perks. It's 10 perks online right now for the Centennial side, only 5 for their opposition. Lucio and Kiri both maxed out, but here we go. Annihilation to 4 on the backside.
Wow.
Beat comes out here. They're going to be harassing it out. Ghosty dead, 2U dead, Tranquility dead, and look at the progress bar. 70% on the point here, and again, this is it, right? We are 3-2 up in the series for Centennial. It's not a reverse sweep because they didn't lose map 3, but they're going to take 4 back-to-back games here as they're trying to wait and spawn here, get the resets up, but you gotta go. You got 15% or your season is over. They need to go right now. Vibe says Photon. Deb has the Deadeye here, and again, like you mentioned, it's not the best combat ability, but look at this king size. You gotta go to point. You gotta go to point. Keep going. Lobby dead. He comes out. Dom comes down. They're on point here. They are going to capture the point here. Vibes is dead. Again, they need to play the rest of this round absolutely perfectly. They're allowed maybe a couple tiny mistakes. Can't afford you a fight, and they're allowed some more mistakes next round. But for the rest of this round here on Ruins, you gotta be perfect.
They actually do have a similar ult economy here, so they're not in as bad of a spot as they may seem. But as soon as that Annihilation comes up, we're going to have to ask the question, how do they plan to beat that Annihilation when it's beat them every time they've used it all series?
Cage fight, adrenaline. Cage fight, Mauga
You're
healing.
so right. Now this...
Alright.
Wow. I mean, we need to see some aggressive plays here from West High. They need to take initiative, take advantage, be the first ones to engage here. There's the Blizzard.
Blizzard trying to get some Photon Berry, but look at Cash on the backside. Cash is fighting on the backside. Vibes gonna go down here. ID gonna go down here. And yeah, they are
the noon.
Annihilation in the 5v3. They're tipping it. Ghosty goes down here. They're gonna try and take down the Mauga deck. Cake fight not available now. It's gonna be the Blossom coming out.
What is that?
Could just go down here and again.
What is that Blossom?
I honestly don't even hate it at that point. You're that scared of the Annihilation, you feel like you have to use it, but what I really hate is using the Annihilation in the 3v5. You have time in the round. You don't need to win right there.
They're rushed,
let them waste their ult. Let them waste everything they use there. Photon Barrier isn't expensive. You don't care about it later on, but now they have low ults to work with, support ults, and they're facing a cage fight here to try and clutch up this next fight. To use an early pick, though, this could be dangerous now for the side of West High. Cage fight has to come out to clutch it up here. Vibe's gonna be the target now. It's gonna be the rush coming out now as we'll keep this healing going. As Cardiac online here. Evans finds 2. Mauga trying to stomp the backside, but Reaper doing some good work right now. Kiri trying to heal everything up. Tranquility though gonna get taken down by the Reaper. It's gonna be Reaper versus Mauga here as Ramatra versus Mauga, but the Mauga's gonna get it here. And that should be it for the point on Ruins here, which means we see Centennial win in 3 on Ilios, or we see Game 7. Symmetra's try to make it, but they get walled off by their own teammate here. Couldn't make it. No, they can't get the touch. I don't think it matters anyways, but really nice round here by the side of West High to keep the game going.
Wow. That is absurd. I mean,
ship the Roadhog well to win the season.
We're not free. We're not free yet, Colonel. I swear, if the Roadhog wins on this point, you know what we need to see win the series on this map. We need to see an Orisa just Reddit ult into the point, into the pit, 5-man.
But you do it when you lose the season to that.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna see no more. They're off the Ramatra, and I don't know how to feel about that. The Ramatra was their bread and butter.
Ivy, Juno here, a couple of swap ideas. Back to the Kiri though. We'll see how many perks that is going to be. 8 perks online here for the side of West High. Is
Yes.
Wait and see for the moment. Continued pressure, trying to take possession of the building. Sim turrets are going to get shot down. It's 7 perks available, none for Blobby, none for 2U, 1 for Deblis on the Reaper. Should be done with that second one soon, but we'll see for the moment. More harassment coming out. Hazard going to get some healing. 2U nuked on the backline here. All 4 players just nuked up right now. They're trying to play around the Mauga. Healing coming out now, and if Mauga can keep healing, none of them can die, but they do end up using the stomp, so Ghosty goes down. Vibes traded back out, but again, they should be able to stop this side right here. Mauga going to be able to get on the point, and it will be the first cap for West High.
Wow. I mean, at this point, it's just a matter of the fact that the what do you call that ability? The aura that Mauga provides is just too strong mid-fight. You can use something to match it.
Sometimes it just doesn't feel like there's anything you can do about it. He gets into the middle of it, he gets in the thick of the fight, drops the cardiac overdrive, and you just don't take damage. You just don't feel like it. Yep. Nobody feels like it as long as those bullets are connecting bodies.
Oh, Suzu's out. West High has no Suzu.
Really expensive early.
They have it again though in 3 seconds, and they're going to be able to get it back before the actual like main fight emerges.
King size almost just King size in the hole. He's in the hole on Hazard here. King size gonna go down.
It's 1 for 1, but there's no more Mauga.
He trades, but I mean, yeah, as you mentioned, there's no Mauga. Evans could be looking for an ult, except he doesn't have it, so he'll just go down on point. 2U gonna get inside now. As it will be a kill. They boom Hazard
falling. Lock in. This is why I love this map. Wait, but there's the
what is that?
Why are they both ulting?
What is happening right now?
Why is King Size in the backline? Why are you there? What?
He just is. He's running it down here on the route to win the season.
My gosh.
It's gonna be Hazard trying to jump back in. Tranquility's dead. Ghost is dead. Where is Reaper going?
I can't. Oh no!
What was the point of that? He jumps in the hole and then tries to shadow step over.
What was the point of that entire engage? Centennial may have gotten the point, but that was 20% more for the side of West, but they have 3 ult advantage. They're 2 ult advantage.
Let's see if we can hold it here. Mauga jumps into the pit.
Blobby's just half health.
He will just get please healing. He has the wall.
Don't fall into the pit. Don't fall into the pit. Do not fall into the pit. Mind the gap. Like, okay, they're sitting in the. There's the rain.
They hit Mauga. None. Oh no, they hit Farah. They hit Farah, but
yeah.
They do just go in and get some support.
King Size is like. King Size played behind the. Yeah, King Size played behind that wall, meaning wait. Just getting melted by the Kiriko.
What?
What?
What? Misclick? I mean, that had to have been a misclick, right?
It catches the Reaper though.
Okay, they get a really nice wall. The wall catches the Reaper. I feel like that beat was way too early there.
The beat was just unnecessary. And then there's the Suzu. Both teams are just using a lot of abilities in a lot of ways, and that's all they can say.
60% now. We're getting dangerously close to 1-2 fight territory here. Again, Centennial win the season if they win the well, and now we're gonna get in 70% all here. We are really close here.
All the ults coming up now for West.
Yeah, careful for a lot here. Deadeye available as well.
Wait, is this gonna be the? Yeah, they can just do.
On the backside here. Pokemon Barrier comes out. Barrage comes out. Cage Bite gonna get shattered eventually, but they are all gonna go down here. How much percent
West has fight to lose? There you go.
It's gonna be 86%, I believe. Maybe even shorter. Yeah, 85% for Centennial here. They need to win 1 fight. They have Kitsu to make it happen here, but they are in a lot of danger here. Yeah, look at the support ults. Ghosty Boy just needs to ult at an acceptable time, and this should be a
Reaper, why are you there, Reaper?
Fight.
Reaper, I need you to think about your choices really carefully right now.
He has Blossom. He's just thinking about dropping on somebody. He's just gonna ship it on. He just kills Vine straight up here. Really dangerous. Speed gonna come out now. They have to stay on point. There, Blossom comes out. Hazard gonna try and keep the pressure up. We're going to map 7. Okay, we're going 7.
Number grapes, baby. I called it. Let's see this. I am going insane.
Wow. All right. We go to map 7. It's gonna be Escort. Escort, in theory, one of the hardest map types to get a tie on. Should be basically impossible, but the question is, where are we going? Havana has been played, which leaves us with 66, Shambali, and Rialto. What do Centennial want? What are they gonna play on it? What do you think?
I mean, in this map 7, it's an escort map again, so I think we're gonna see a lot. Actually, wait, let's look at the map pool.
Route
So
66, Shambali, and Rialto.
you know, I don't like escort, and this is why. I think Route 66 is just the all-around best map for both teams, and so we're gonna get to see a really crazy map. That or Rialto actually, but I do think Route 66 is just the most even. On that, I mean, I think it goes without saying you go back to the Ramatra. As soon as you swap off, you lose. And for West High, as soon as you swap off the Mauga, you lose. So I think this is really, really getting down to these teams are confident, so confident on one specific comp apiece. The problem for Centennial here is that the West High is preferring a counter comp in the way that Mauga is just beating out the Ramatra here. So if you don't win on the Hazard, and you're making it close but not winning on the Ramatra, where are you going? And I think you can win on the Ramatra, and I think that's the big thing here. But it's on them and on their coach to make sure they know that they can win it. Because this is when nerves are at an all-time high. I think it goes without saying, why is Hollywood...
Yeah, I was under the impression it was escort based on the rule book. I could be wrong here.
I could be wrong too, but
yeah, they've locked in a hybrid map. I see in the rule book 3.1.4 in a best of 7 series, control hybrid flashpoint, push escort, control escort. But I'm obviously not a league admin. I just work here. I'm on the side, but we'll wait and see what it is. They've also already played hybrid. And
so okay. I'll give you the reason why it's escort, because I wrote these rules. The reason it's escort is because escort can't tie. Technically it can, but it won't. Hybrid can draw, and you don't want that in a game 7. So that's why we decided to not make hybrid map 7. That's why game 6 and 7 are both untiable game modes. So, back into this map though, I think this really does just come down to confidence and microplay. Again, this point, I think it goes without saying, some of those ults were suspect. And that potentially could have cost the series. We really don't know how things could have gone differently if both teams actually used their ults at the proper time. What do you think here, Colonel?
I'm mainly trying to think what they want to play, right?
Yeah. Agreed.
There's a lot of things you can play. Both teams have had success on Ramatra. Is it going to just be Ramatra somewhere? Because if it is, does the map matter? I feel like it doesn't. If both teams are playing the same thing, you just pick a map and you go play on it. So
not necessarily. It really does depend on how good the teams are
DPS
positioning.
As
well, that and positioning around certain maps. That first round, my God, that echo. That was dominant, and then as soon as it was off that one, useless. So it comes down to those minute details, and, well, I think that's why this map pick's taking so long. I think they were really confident on the Hollywood, and they were
I was just saying, I feel like the real reason is because they have to go re-look at the escort map pool to have another conversation. They were confident it was going to Hollywood, so have to do a little bit of a retake here.
It's... I mean, the map pool also, like, I mean, I'm just personally not an escort fan as a term of a mode, so I don't like this pool. My personal favorite of the remaining is Rialto. I don't think I've ever met someone who likes Shambali. And then Route's just the classic. It's just one of the OGs. The problem with Route is these teams definitely have an issue with mid-round swaps and keeping their momentum. I think that's been pretty clear because anytime, unless it's a swap to the Ramatra or the Mauga that they swap mid-map, it usually comes at massive detriment. The problem with Route is a lot of times switching from the first and second points to the third requires at least 1 or 2 swaps to keep your momentum going because of the fact that it's so much more constrained. It's narrower sightlines while still being long, and it's not going to matter because we're going to Rialto anyways. So, ooh, Rialto. This is going to be weird. If someone falls into the water on the second point,
I'm confident it's going to happen, surely, right?
I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose it.
Somebody is going off the map at some point on Rialto. I feel like it's a guarantee given how many people were dying in Elio as well.
Yeah.
The finalists yearn for the water.
Yeah. Oh my.
Wow. All right. We are getting ready to
I
go
think
here.
we're
Rialto
just
going to be
ready
the
to get
select. And we are going in map 7 of the grand finals. West High, they were favored coming in on paper. They had the higher seed. They were really favored after map 2 when they went 2 up. They were really unfavored when they lost 3 in a row and the first point of map number 6. And now, I don't think anybody's favored. I think we're just going into map 7. I think this is going to be a complete toss-up. Either team could win, and I would be completely unsurprised.
This is perfectly even for all of the right and wrong reasons. Both of these teams are equally as exhausted, but they're equally as good. But they're equally able to do so many maps, but they're equally struggling to make the proper calls. They're equally good at, like, ult management, but they're equally bad at throwing them out at the wrong times. What is happening anymore? This is going to be such a map, man. And I'm excited. I have to say, at this point, I'm really excited. Because I'm getting emotionally invested.
And yeah, we are getting the ready checks coming out here in the lobby, just making sure both teams and all of the staff sides are ready. And yeah, we do get our last R in the chat, so we should be heading in before too long. There we go. We get the lobby entered, and we are going in map number 7 Rialto. Before this, or rather, when this game is over, we will have our champions here for the entire split, the entire season. And we are getting ready to ship things. Centennial up against West High. Winner takes all here as we are getting ready to roll here. We'll see our first comps in a moment. Any final predictions on what we see, and will it be 2 Ramatras?
It'll be at least one. I'm calling that. I think it's either going to be a mirror or it'll be a Ramatra Mauga. My thing here, something I've had to learn as a player in this league, as a coach in this league, and as a caster for this league, never underestimate West High, and never try to predict them, because they will go ahead and make your predictions absolutely worthless. They are the Ramatra, but about everything else is about as far away from what I could have expected. Didn't think we'd see the Hanzo, didn't think we'd see the Wuyong, but we have both now. So, you know, I'm just like, I'm here for the enjoyment and for the ride. They have a lot of reasons to make these picks. I don't agree with the Pharah, though. I see the value. It really gets you a lot through this first point. But at the same time, again, I think that West High definitely is struggling for these mid-round swaps. I think that Centennial has consistently had very viable wow, really nice shot. Very viable hit scan options to counter it, but it is forcing the swap. So here we go into this round. I mean, we saw an immediate headshot from the Hanzo, and I wonder if that'll be a Tone Center because it's already at 22% ult charge.
Yeah, we're going to expect a very early Dragon Strike here from the side of Evan's corner, as we'll get Pharah, continue harassment here, not going to get that boop, as a big teleport, just going very aggressive with it, trying to get straight to the backside here. Ramatra holding out on the front right now, as again, we do have Ramatra mirror here, so for the moment, just going to be everybody backing away right now on the defensive end, attacking charges here as Jade sending out the torpedoes here. Again, lots of damage coming out. Yep. King size goes down, and honestly, that's probably the entire first cap already.
Ooh, yeah, likely, but everyone else does survive, so they can get some good... If they find a pick here, anything is open. Especially because they swap to the Mauga. There it is.
Least surprising
thing,
it.
Oh, honestly. The wall! Wait, the wall!
Doesn't get it. That's
Wait,
That's cap. Wow, really nicely done there.
Very nice, but that's an instant kill on the vibes. But they have to back up. It doesn't matter.
It's fun right here. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
yeah, Symmetra's already
what
back.
can you do about that?
Are they just, oh wow, they took a lot of damage there. I thought they might just all be dead.
Dragon Strike bisecting the team, meaning Kings.
Yeah.
No, I don't agree with it.
It's hard to commit.
Yeah.
Ivy and Vibes are still getting high value across the bridge, and I feel like those turrets might be a bit high, but I guess if somebody peeks their head out the window, they'll get lasered for a moment, but
agreed.
We'll see here as the cart gonna turn the second corner already.
Yep. Mauga, King Size is way out of position here. They force out the Suzu. Though both Suzus are out already now. But the rush comes in first for West High, now matched with the Juno ult. I don't know which ult I prefer in this situation, but it seems... Oh, doesn't matter! Wait! That's an Annihilation out, but so many ults are out for both teams here.
Yeah, Tranquility able to stay alive for the
Vibes
moment. They
is
need to get this kill. They are going to be able to chase it here on the Ramontra. It's 1v3 onto King Size, no Cardiac, so should be the kill here. And that is a very quick
Misses the
second
slam.
cap here. They have 4 minutes on clock.
Wait.
Does that go off?
That
it
doesn't. No.
Yeah, that's
Wow. Okay, yeah.
a waste of
never
Blue
mind.
Dangle. I mean, obviously, ends-based analysis, there was a good chance it worked, but it didn't. It didn't go off. 5 minutes 15 now to cap into the Grand Hall, and this could be a really bad trend here for the side of West High.
They swapped
Again,
to
this is
Orisa.
Centennial's pick.
They swapped to the Orisa here, and I don't agree with it. I've got to be
They're
honest.
trying everything they can.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're just too unconfident in their picks, and that's causing a lot of issues.
Yeah, here in Game 7, especially for a character you've been struggling against all day, you have to have a solution by now. You just have to have something and commit to it. Photon Barrier comes out, Blizzard, that's not the greatest Blizzard, but they kill King Size regardless. And yeah, now it's just going to be continued pressure. May going to get targeted to you, no ultimate, and again, they're going to triple cap. They're going to triple cap right now.
4.5 minutes.
Wall comes out. They have 4
They have the
minutes
momentum.
and 30 seconds.
Oh, wow.
I don't see a world that I'll say it. You know what? You've been cursing people all night. I'll just say it because I truly believe it right now. I don't see how they lose this map.
Yeah.
That is such an obnoxious time stock to have. They triple capped essentially full speed the whole time. I mean, that is absolutely absurdly quick.
Yeah. Like, you kind of covered it there. I mean, there's not much to critique on Centennial's side. Well, when it comes to West High, it's coming down to the fact that they're, as I said prior, seemingly unconfident in their picks. When you're dealing with this late into the game, when you're dealing with this much fatigue, you need to play comfort. And while I don't think he's comfortable on it, and it showed because now he's on the Roadhog.
Off his Roadhog, he's gonna hook him off.
Not to mention, I think it was, in a more macroscopic level, I think it was a mistake for neither team to call out like a 5-minute bio break in between rounds, because this has got to be getting to them.
Yeah, there was that little bit with Hollywood, so I wonder if potentially somebody they may have had time to walk away for a minute or two, regroup themselves. But I mean, again, you have I can't even say it seriously. 270 seconds of overtime here.
What is
absolutely absurd here. We see overtimes, or I guess technically it's just round 3, extra rounds time, not necessarily overtime, but I mean, they have so much time stocked in their clock here, but regardless, we'll see here. We're already past the bridge, so we're not getting any hooks off the map. That wall. Yeah, I mean, you just, okay, I don't know what's going on with the May wall there, but you know what? They all live. May goes in cryo, might just get hooked and instantly die. Really nice idea with the shield there. Doesn't end up doing anything, but obviously protected them from something that could have happened as the wall comes out. Roadhog could just get picked off here. No, he's going to have the healing, but 2U going to be dead. Yeah, Evans goes down as well, and again, even if they get triple capped, I mentioned it earlier on King's Row, every 10 seconds that they're able to burn away here is more and more advantage, and what is King Size doing?
You know,
you see the Roadhog?
This is too high level for us to understand. That's the
if he kills the support here, if he jumps down and like one-taps Juno, this is going to be absolutely hilarious.
Oh my gosh. Here's the thing, is they're running the strat you said you wanted to see Centennial run.
I thought it was a possibility, right? I mean, they're playing the hog, but
you got
now
monkey
it doesn't
spot in
matter.
the craziest way. Okay, wait, the pull again, but you can't, like, when you pull a Ramatra, you don't get what you need. Ramatra has too much block. This monkey's paw of a strategy, and now, I mean, we're seeing so many swaps just to find something to get through. Picks that we haven't seen all the game. This is the first time we've seen Tranquility on the Juno for the entire series in 7 games from West High. King Size is just so uncomfortable in this pick, playing a bit out of position here. But there's the hook. Nice Both teams are throwing ults out here, though. What?
Yeah, this is expensive. The Juno comes out for safety.
Both teams are committing everything.
The Annihilation is still ticking here. That thing has been going for
But it's about to die. There it goes. It's the Nano Hog.
The Hog comes out. Yeah, I mean, you know what? They dropped a couple ults there. It's not the most surprising thing in the world that they win the fight, and obviously some ults on the other side.
Both teams popped 4, actually. It was even.
8 ults there, just absolutely absurd. Is it going to be the full cap here, though? You have 3 players hiding out. You have Barrage. I feel like you have to touch here,
that
but
Barrage is
they just have their tank. Look at Ferrari on the backside. Vibes comes in. That's one target. Ash gets hooked out of the air, but
the Bob is not worth it.
Bob is trying to tank up as much as they can, but again, that's a lot of ults being spent here on the defense as well now because of the Bob, and they're not going to cap with it. And again, you have a minute 15 to cap the second point. You'll have a couple more minutes to get the first point, a couple more to get the second, a couple more to get the third, and then you have to somehow win an extra round down 4.5 minutes. I just don't see how it's going to happen.
I don't either. This is looking bleak for West High. I will admit that.
We're gonna get ready here again now. Gonna be on here. 45 seconds to try and get this escorted. We are going to have our Division 1 champions. Our ESC's Kugsai is on the Mauga here. He's ready to go into cardiac overdrive. Trying to go forward here. They're just walking forward. He has to pop the cardiac
overdrive.
He has to target Blobby, but he's just not dying.
Shoot the Reaper, shoot the Reaper. No one's shooting the Reaper.
Brody's dead. Tuiu's dead. Mauga's gonna go down. They need one more reset. West High get one more fight, maybe one more fight. 15 seconds you have to touch, but both of the extra players get staggered here. 12, 10 seconds now. 9. They go to the Tracer. Tuiu's going to be the one to try and touch, but 5 seconds left. Tracer has to make it. They make the jump here, but Annihilation's out, but it will be Tranquility going down now. Centennial trying to close out the season. Kingside stomps in. He's going to go down. It's going to be more kills. TD Vibes goes down, but Lucio can't do it. Evans versus 3, and Blossom takes him out.
And there we go. Colonel, we are done! Centennial takes the game, takes the set, takes the season, and immediately gets an invite to the Invitational Tournament next summer. Oh my! We have just witnessed so much all at once, and someone in chat, they're saying they enjoyed. I struggle to believe that, I can't lie. This is Overwatch. But you know, I think as casters we had some fun here. Do you have some closing notes before we close out the stream here?
I mean, really just congratulations, right? I mean, again, obviously, I want to start with the consolation, right? West High, almost perfect regular season, did a fantastic job getting here, and today as well. They obviously, I mean, at the end of the day, brought the season champs to Game 7, so that's obviously an amazing accomplishment, some great moments, but obviously, real congrats goes to Centennial, right? They were, in theory, unfavored today, because they're against the team who hasn't lost a series all day. They lost 2 maps in a row, so they're playing a best of 7, but they start with a 2-game handicap, and it is an absolute nightmare. They win 3 maps in a row, pressure Ilios extremely hard. Again, all of those maps were West High picks, except for that third map, which is Flashpoint, which there's not that many options for you to counter pick with, so they just go to a Flashpoint map, they win on West High's pick, they win on West High's point pick, they almost them out on Ilios. It's able to be a nice clutch by West High, but Centennial, they go to a map they're comfortable on. They almost went to Hollywood, and I think that they are going to be fantastically thrilled that they didn't go to Hollywood, because they play, I mean, genuinely, the most dominant game of Rialto I have ever seen.
That was absurd.
Not only did they full hold on their defense, but they full capped on attack with 270 seconds on the clock. I mean, that is the most dominant Rialto game I've ever seen. The most dominant escort game I've probably ever seen. And I mean, again, congratulations, Centennial. Fantastic series today.
Yes.
Played extremely well in the middle, extremely well at the end, and I think they definitely deserve their invite to ESC.
And don't count either of these teams out, guys, for next season, though, and you will be seeing them on stream. West High, always make sure they're a top contender. Centennial won the season. They are incredible form right now. There is no reason to say that either of these teams might not make it back to next semester's finals. But that's about where we wrap it up, you all. I hope you guys have enjoyed, if you were here for all 7 games. congratulations for making it this long, but I think that's where we close it out. Thank you so much for casting with me today, Colonel. I'm Taz. I'm happy to be back for the first time all season and for the first time in a while. And find us VHEL all socials, and have a good night, everyone. Thank you all.